right, good evening, everyone. My name is Buffalo Picker. I'm a part-time reseller. I am a full-time federal worker, and I am retired military. Tonight, we have two special guests joining the show. We have the Thrifting Lounge, and we have Devil Dog. They're going to go into the introduction as well, and then we're going to let them tell a little bit about themselves to the audience. And so from there, we can go ahead and pick it up. Glass City Pickers.
We're the Glass City Pickers. I'm Tanya.
I'm Chris.
I'm a full-time nurse. I work at the VA.
I'm the stay-at-home do-it-all in this retail business. And we make up the Glass City Pickers.
Okay, so, we can go around the panel.
Kevin from the Thrifting Lounge. How are you guys?
What's up, Kevin?
Nice seeing you guys, Glass City Pickers and Buffalo Pickers. I follow you guys, Glass City Pickers. Huge fans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ditto that.
Good. I'm Richard with Devil Dog Treasure Hunters. Been doing this full time, probably 8 years. Been buying and selling for pretty much all my life. I started out with my uncles peddling around at auction house, buying a box for $1, making $10 at the auction house with people. 10-year Marine Corps veteran. Got out in 2005, managed a couple different businesses, real estate market crash. I said, I'm going to open up my own business, try this full time. I was on unemployment for about 6 months, started out of my garage. Fast forward 8 years later, 9,000 square foot warehouse, numerous employees. We buy estates, storage units, probably 200, 250 storage units a year. I've bought everything from a 13,000 square foot estate to a 200 square foot cottage and everything in between. We sell numerous.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So basically, for the people that are in the audience, I can kind of give you a backdrop for what I know about Kevin. Kevin is the Thrifting Lounge. Kevin been in the business. He's one of the old schools. I mean, he don't look old, but he's old school when it comes to reselling.
Yeah.
The guy has vast knowledge when it comes to reselling in this YouTube game. And I definitely appreciate Landshark for directing him to my way. Devil Dog, we've been talking with your assistant, and he's basically been telling us, how you trying to get your YouTube channel up and running and what you have going on for us to resell. So basically what we want to do is people that know, we will come in and throw them in, but what we want to do for the audience is give Kevin and Devil Dog time to go ahead and basically let the people know who they are, tell the people what they want them to know about the resale game. And then we're going to get into our talking points. Our talking points tonight is the pros and cons of reselling on eBay, Amazon, and Facebook Marketplace platforms. And we're going to talk about what the preferred sourcing app that you use when you out sourcing products. So, and then we're going to do a question and answer, a show and tell, which is like a tradition for our short, lived show. And then we're going to kind of free fall a little bit for any more additional question and answer that anybody have in the audience. So, Kev, if you want to, you can lead off.
Sure. I'm sure everyone knows here in the chat here. A lot of my friends are in the chat right now. Kevin from the Thrifting Lounge. I've been doing this since 2005, but I started a YouTube channel. Actually, I started a group first back in 2013, I want to say. And within 2 years, I had it grown over to about 15,000 people. Now we're at 25,000 people. And I was I've been around for a while when it comes to YouTube. So back when I was doing it, there was maybe a dozen or so people at the time. And then it was kind of funny because we would feed off each other, this little community at the time. Now it's so funny. It's been 4 years now coming back. And I mean, there is so many people that are new to, not new, but newer resellers that do these YouTube videos that actually just blown up, and it's insane. But the people I like to stick with, they seem to be doing pretty well too themselves. But I also have a weekly show on Monday. It's called the Masters of Reselling. I do with a co-host, Bill Stoner. He was also co-creator of the Thursday Lounge 2, the Facebook group. And then also Wednesday nights is my big one is the Reseller Reunion, which we had Buffalo Picker on last week. Thank you, man, for coming on.
Yes, sir.
And now that format's more of like a mix of the old school YouTubers, or they call us OG YouTubers. Some of the guys, people I came up with. And then we have it with bringing on new people coming and going, which is, I think, it's a pretty cool format that nobody really can copy, because you have old school resellers mixing it up with the new school resellers, and all of us learning from each other and feeding off our positive energy. And that's one thing I think is absolutely important about this community, is how we're all giving each other information, learning from each other, and can apply to our daily life. There's a couple of people I've already learned from coming back that's been doing it fairly newer than I have, but I'm still learning from them, like buyouts. I did my first buyout last weekend at an estate sale for clothing, and shout out to Flippin' Particles, and I think he's in here, but he helped me a lot out for that type of stuff. So, I mean, that's about everything I got so far. So for me, it takes me a little while to get going, get my feet going. But if you come back to me in about 10 minutes, I'll probably be talking everybody's ear off. So,
all right. Okay, Dale Dog, you go ahead and jump in.
All right. So we actually
make sure you give a shout out about your show too as well, so you get people to come and follow you.
Okay, you mean our YouTube channel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got a YouTube channel. It's Devil Dog Treasure Hunters, spaced out, Devil Space Dog Treasure Hunters. Hayden, I got to give props to Hayden, who does all my editing, a lot of my videotaping, because without him, we don't have a channel. YouTube has always been a thought in the back of my mind, but we're so busy with what we're buying and selling, and just we deal in large quantities of stuff. I mean, I bought a 20,000 square foot store out last year in February, from the shelves to the inventory. I mean, so we're dealing in quantities. So I'm stretched so thin with what I do. But Hayden come to me. He was one of my baseball players. I manage and coach 3 different baseball teams. Hayden graduated last year. He's going to a local college. His dad said, "Hey, put that boy to work." He's just sitting at home when he gets out of college. So I said, all right, I'll give him a shot. So I put him on a truck, and about 3 days into him working for me, we're at a storage unit sale. I take him because I show all my new employees how the storage game works. And Hayden goes, "Let's do this TikTok. Let's do a TikTok video." And I looked at him. I said, "What's a TikTok?" so I'm old. I didn't have a cell phone until 2010, I believe. I mean, I didn't have a need for one in the Marine Corps. I mean, we called satellite phones, that kind of stuff back then. But so we did a TikTok video, and about 2 days later, we had 25,000 views on it. And I'm like, why would anybody be interested in looking at me opening a storage unit? So he said, well, let's try YouTube. Let's try Instagram. Let's try this and that. We've always had a Facebook page. So I said, all right, we'll give it a shot. I said, if it generates leads for me, YouTube, if somebody calls me up and says, hey, Richard, I got a collection of this I want you to come look at, or if it just helps me learn information, I watch YouTube. Don't get me wrong. There's some storage unit guys on YouTube that I've talked to on the phone. I almost went out to California a couple weeks ago for a big guy on a deal. We just couldn't work out the details, and time got tight with me. So there's a lot of guys on there. Some of them are really good and have a ton of knowledge. Some of them, I don't know. Maybe they're just, they're learning as they go. But either or, there's the day you stop learning about something is the day you're set up for failure. Because when you close your mind and stop learning about stuff, you're not going to advance anymore. And that's a strong belief I have. So I said, Hayden, let's do this YouTube thing. He took off. He ran with it. And he told me yesterday, he's like, hey, you've got a collaboration with these gentlemen, these ladies on YouTube. So I said, let's do it. So Hayden is new to the game when it comes to reselling game, but when it comes to the whole YouTube thing, he's the brain. So I got to get that man. I got to get that young man props. He's got his head on right. And if it blows up, it blows up. If not, it's something fun to do, and it spreads and markets the business. And I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, he gave me a call on last Sunday. We got some feedback. Somebody, do somebody have another show? Do they have the YouTube up on your? No. Okay, so yeah, Hayden gave me a call on Sunday, and he was basically saying that, hey, I got to get this done. I saw your show. My boss want to do this, and we sick of OBS. So what program are you using so that I can get it set up so my boss and I can start doing this? I'll get our channel straight for YouTube. So, I mean, you got a good guy there. I mean, he was definitely we was on the phone for probably like 45 minutes because he really wanted to make sure he understood, how to get this down for you so that when y'all, shoot this with your YouTube channel, that, everything will go well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's motivated. And he's got his head. He's motivated and he's got his head on straight.
Yeah, good dude. Real good dude. We conversated a little bit afterward after Buffalo got off, and me and him were shoe heads, and we got to talking about tennis shoes, and his eyes got big as dollar bills, and I'm like, man, I feel that. So yeah, you got a quality guy right there. He's smart too. He's very smart and he's intelligent. He's I want to say is a old soul. He seemed like he got. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to listen to what I had to say and took it with a grain of salt and said he feel the same way because he couldn't, I guess, kick it with his friends the same way about this business, about what's going on behind the scenes. He can't share his business aspirations with him. And I told him, I said, sometimes you outgrow people and you got one of them old souls. So you just got to follow your dreams and do what you need to do. So
yeah, I don't know if he mentioned, but I don't know if he, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know if he mentioned, but we just got a locker a couple weeks ago and I bought it because we actually just started doing online auctions through HiBid. So we had our first auction ended last Saturday and really well, way above expectations, cut the commission out from the auction houses and it went above and beyond. We're going to start doing that. But anyway, I bought a unit on a whim on a Friday for $200, trash bags, just trash bags. I said, look, we'll buy this cheap locker. We'll make a little auction, see how that goes. And when they come home, it was about 40. I don't know if he told you this, but about 40 trash bags full of tennis shoes. Like literally, it was over 300 pairs of tennis shoes of every single time. And when he was telling me about his shoes, I'm not a big shoe guy. I mean, I wear slip-on Merrell's steel-toe boots, and I go to work. Hayden, on the other hand, he's like my wife, a closet full of shoes. So when he got him shoes, his eyes got big, and he got excited fast. So
yeah,
cool,
yeah. He said y'all had a whole. He showed me the little area.
Oh, yeah.
Devil Dog, where are you out of?
I'm out of Maryland, on Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Okay. Yeah, he told me y'all had he showed me the area in your warehouse where y'all had he said this is where all the shoes was right here, man. He said we had I said, man,
that's like Christmas.
Hey, it was like Christmas. Man. I was like, boy, yeah, y'all got it going on. When I looked behind the scene where y'all was at, I said, where you at? He said, oh, I'm in my boss's warehouse. I said, oh. I said, okay. He said, I'm not Devil Dog. I said, yeah, I didn't see his videos. I know you're not him. But we just kept chopping it up. He's a good dude, man. You good to have him on your team, man.
Hey, let me address the audience right quick, if y'all don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so everybody that is in the audience, if you haven't identified yourself, come on out and be recognized so that we can give you a shout out. Just say hello in the panel. If you have any questions, make sure you post your questions in the comment section as well. We have a person here that is well experienced in reselling, that been reselling for a long time. And if we don't, if I don't have the answer, I know this guy has the answer. I have heard him speak and talk about the resale business, and he's very knowledgeable about the resale business, and as well as Devil Dog as well. So make sure that you post your question in, and one of those guys will get to it. So, and as well, identify yourself.
Hey, Don, Charlie.
What's up, Scott? Dumpster Diver Dad, what's up, man?
Right.
So a lot of familiar faces I see in there. Thank you guys for supporting us. Seriously.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So thank everybody for coming out. We see a few our people trickling in here as well, and definitely see a lot of people from Kev. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting the show.
Thank you.
So if Devil Dog, if you finish with your portion, I'm going to go ahead and get into the talking points. Okay, so our first talking point is the pros and cons of reselling on eBay, Amazon, and Facebook Marketplace. I want to hear what you guys, y'all experience, what you think about it, and then, I'll give my spiel, and Glass City Pickers, y'all can roll in with y'all spiel, or Glass City Pickers, y'all can roll in with y'all spiel after Kev and Devil Dog, and then I'll just finish it up at the end.
Kevin, go ahead.
What do we sell on? I resell on 95% is eBay. And I play around with Mercari too. Mercari I like a lot because we can actually cross post a lot easier than if I did it on Poshmark. I was doing Poshmark for a while. Kind of went away from it. It's so much time and effort into sharing and resharing all your listings and everything like that. Unless I know there's people out there that actually buy shares where you can actually go out there and I think you can go on Fiverr or something and you buy the shares. And I've heard people have some really good success on that. But for me, it's about the bottom line. And I find that eBay is going to give me the max money. And it's going to also give me the best, the lowest fees. So like what I mean is Poshmark 20% fees. And I get a lot of low ball offers on there. And then, eBay is only 10% fees, but I'll do like 1, 2, max 3% on promoted listings. So I'm still making an additional 7% more. And I think people say, you're getting like 3% on PayPal, but for me, the way my product moves on eBay, it moves so quick. It doesn't matter to me about the fees. I don't do Amazon. That's one thing. When I do go full time, my goal is at the end of the year to go full time and leave my job. I do plan on jumping into Amazon because I have a lot of people with a lot of knowledge that do Amazon, including the Gilmans, which Buffalo Picker, you were on with me with the Gilmans last week on it, man. Right. They are, if you ever need somebody to talk about Amazon, they are like an open book and they have so much knowledge when it comes to that. And it's more, I'm apt to now coming back, open to try different avenues, because if something happens on eBay, God forbid, I get a violation, and I'm out a week or 3 days and that's my full-time gig, I can't afford that. So I got to make sure I have a couple other places lined up that's going to consistently feed me. Now, I used to do Facebook Marketplace before it was Marketplace back in the day to source. Like I've been able to source a lot of stuff from there, and I still do source stuff. I never really sold stuff on there, but I see like Renzi killing it at selling shoes on Facebook Marketplace. And there's so many people that make Facebook Marketplace their main source of income. And then they do eBay and stuff. My area would probably be good for it. I haven't even dipped into that yet. And I don't even have the time to dip into that because I work a full-time job. I'm a full-time dad. And then also I do eBay full-time. So I cannot go away from eBay because it's going to be my main source of income. But when I get there, I'm apt to having all the time in the world to start playing with that other stuff down the road. Now, as of positive things about eBay, I love that you can sell internationally. That accounts for about 35-40% of my business. And then I also like that you can use the promoted listings to gang you up in the search rankings. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't like it because you're paying extra. Well, just think 10% more, and you're talking about Poshmark fees. So 1, 2, 3%, you're still making out, right? And then for me, on my part, my what is that called? Big secret is that I do 2-day. I bump my listings up 30%, and then I discount 30% 2-day sales, and I run them repeat concurrent 2 days. Sometimes I'll mix things up because my brain's weird like that. If it doesn't work too well for me, after a while, and sometimes I mix it up, it'll work. I'll go 1 day out, extend the sale 1 day out, or I'll wait the full 2 days. On the second day, I'll do another 2 days. All right. So you're always having that sale going. People are getting their notifications that the sale's ending in 48 hours, 24 hours, and 10 hours, and then also another hour. And then also another thing is I found a lot of success on. I do best offers all the time. All my listings have best offers, except maybe the high ones that I want to test out for a month, and then I'll change it up. But I'll do best offers. And then as soon as I see it says at on your mobile says, offer, send offers, and I get a watcher right away. I'm sending offers, but I only do it at certain times a day. So like, I'm not doing it at 12, 1 o'clock at night when I get off here on Hangouts, because it's like, well, people aren't out and maybe they're not going to get that notification, or it's going to be bogged down with other notifications in the morning. So I'll make sure I'll get up at like around 6:30, but around 9:30, 10 o'clock, when people wake up, and they look at their phones, I'll start sending those offers out, and then I'll stop around 10:30 at night. So those are a couple of my secrets.
Okay.
Nice.
Dale Dog.
So we sell in a variety of different avenues. We do eBay, and that's probably where, when we first originated this business started, I was a one-man show. I had working out of my garage. And then it moved up to a couple storage units. I had stuff upstairs, stuff everywhere. And it got to the point where we just outgrew everything, and we are where we are today. But what I've always told people that's asked me about reselling is, look, I don't like selling on eBay. I don't like doing this. I like, going to the yard sale or setting up a yard sale or setting up a thrift market. I said, and I tell retailers that we deal with when we liquidate business, and I said, why are you closing your business down? The one we did last year, 69 years in the business, 4 generations of family ran this business. Why did you close it down? We can't compete with e-commerce. But we're paying our wholesale price. People are selling it lower than that. So we sell a lot on eBay now. I'm fortunate because I've grown my company where I can actually have good employees, pay good employees that do it, because I'm stretched so thin as it is, trying to source material, source merchandise, that kind of stuff. The pros and cons to eBay, the pros are a lot of people see your product. A lot of eyes are on your product more than probably any other avenue I could think of. Certain items, maybe you can't get $2,000 for a violin through Facebook Marketplace, but some guy, especially international shipping. For those that don't do international shipping, it's a simple program. You just check the box, you send it to Kentucky, eBay packages up, fills out the custom forms. If they want to pay $800 for that $10 item, by all means, to each their own. I'm not paying it. Whatever I have to ship it to Kentucky, and I make a sale. Because there's a lot of crazy things that sell overseas that don't sell over here, from what I've learned. There's also another thing with that is, what I've learned on eBay, the more you build your inventory, the more listings you have items that'll sit, and we sell a wide variety. I've got everything from boat parts to kitchen stuff to clothing to toys to you name it. Whatever we liquidate or we buy, if it can go on eBay, we're throwing on eBay. We just did a big marina in December. I've got probably 3,000 boat parts on there. And my theory on eBay is, because we're not buying individual pieces, we're buying in big quantities. I price mine so it's the lowest competitive offer. And I do comparisons. I mean, if we're selling 2 used things, I'll look at yours, I'll look at mine. Mine, we're probably the same. I'm probably going to undercut you. I mean, I'm trying to be honest as can be, because I'm trying to make the sale. I'm not going out and buying that individual item.
Turn and burn.
Turn and burn. And the way I look at it too, even my deals we deal with, dealers and stuff we deal with, everyone's got to eat. Mm-hmm. So if you can buy it at the right price, turn, make some money too. I'm not saying give away, $100,000 on a deal, but if somebody's got to make some money and you can flip it, take that money you make and invest it into something else. It's going to bring you more money. Don't get greedy and hold on to it. Or eBay stuff. I sell stuff all the time. It's been on there for 1.5 years, 2 years, just out of the blue. The dumbest thing ever. It'll sell. That's what I love about eBay. What I do not, the con to eBay is, eBay seems to me, they have sided more with the seller, or the buyer, than the seller. They could, and here's an example. Someone will work from us, and they get it. Oh, it doesn't fit. I ordered the wrong part, and they open a return stating part doesn't match description. You ordered exactly what I had on there. But as far as eBay's eyes, they don't care, because they opened it. I've talked to eBay numerous times. And let me tell you a story about eBay. About 4 years ago, and I'm not putting eBay down, because I know somebody that works at eBay, but 4 years ago, they banned me for listing a Tiffany watch. I had the receipt, the matching serial number, and everything. It was from Tiffany. I had the original purchase receipt. I bought it for my wife. I knew it was legit. I put it on there. They have trademark companies that watch, and all they do is report a listing. They don't even have to be accurate. And eBay pulls it down automatically because they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble or whatever. So eBay banned me. No warning, no nothing. No 1099, that little, 99MC they send? Nothing. 2 weeks later, I bought a storage unit. I found a Universal Geneva chronograph 46 millimeter watch. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't look it up. Gave it to one of the eBay guys. And at the time, that guy no longer worked from unfortunate circumstances. But I said, hey, do some research. If you can't find anything, my theory, list it $19.99. Let the market determine itself. The next morning, I had 500 messages, and that watch was $17,800. The next morning, I had 500 messages. I had people that found my business number at the time, not because I had a website at the time, because they Googled my business, saw my DOT number for my trucks, which were attached to my cell phone number. Hey, are you the guy that got the watch? We want to. eBay called me up and actually asked me to feature me on the front page, my item on the front page. Just a week before, they banned me for 7 days. Now they want to be my best friend. So that's the pros and cons of eBay. Amazon.
Did you get on there? Front page?
What's that?
Did you do the front page?
No. I said you just banned me a week ago. I mean, I don't. I'm as honest as they come. I'm an open book. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I mean, I let that thing run and gain momentum, and I took that thing right off, and then I sold it somewhere else. I mean, you're gonna ban me the week before. You treat me like that. Hey, it's all love. All's fair in love and war. I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, they're a big guy. That lady told me on the phone when I called her about the ban. I said, well, maybe I'll just take some of my product, move it to Amazon. She said, sir, and it's like they're reading from a book. We have plenty of people that'll replace you. Like they could care less about me. So it's a necessary. eBay is a necessary evil.
It's business.
eBay is a necessary.
Cutthroat.
Yeah, eBay is a necessary evil, but to survive and build your business, you're going to need a place like eBay. Now, Amazon, we sell a little bit on Amazon, mostly books and CDs and that kind of stuff. We don't really venture in there too much with new product a lot of times. Sometimes we do, but most of the time it's pretty much books and CDs. We also sell, my wife sells on Poshmark and she loves it. She started about 1.5 years ago because I'm not a big guy into clothes. I get clothes, man, tractor trailer the clothes, it seems like a month. And I was donating them. Then the donation people's like, you can only bring us 5 bags. So I was like, man, why am I waste my time? Time's money with my size business. So she started selling on Poshmark. She loves it. Me, I'm not the type of guy that's going to wrap something with a thank you. They're going to package it nice and send it to you, of course. But I'm not going to write a thank you note and, for a $5 item. I don't have the time to do that. But she loves Poshmark. I've never done it myself. Macari, we don't do anything on Macari. As far as Facebook market space, we do a few things every now and then on there. I've had good luck with it. What I've noticed is some of the stuff that I sell on there would be a unique item. Like we just sold some road signs, construction road signs. I bought a unit full of big 5-foot construction road signs. So I threw it on there, and I had a guy from Pennsylvania come down last weekend after about a month and bought all of them. So we use it for certain things. We're veering off. The long-term goal is to veer off and do our own auctions through iBid and Auctionplex, that program, because once you build a customer list on there for your auctions, you can have, every time you do an auction, they're getting an email. Hey, Devil Dog Treasure Hunters have a new auction, starts here. And we offer shipping on there too, which is the same thing as eBay. And I set my terms and conditions. So if you get in a padded envelope, it's postage plus $3. If you get in a flat rate box, it's postage plus $5. If it fits in a 24 by 18 by 18 box, it's $12 minimum plus postage. Could be a little more depending on packing materials. And we'll send it to you. Anything above that, we drop off at a pack and ship store. So I'll ship that dresser you want. If you want to pay the shipping, it's going to go right to that store. The terms and conditions are set. When you read them and agree to it, you're agreeing to all the terms and conditions.
Now, I have a real quick question for you.
You go.
I have a real quick question for you because I love furniture. And I'm looking into buying and reselling furniture and some glass items. When you do the pack and ship, what do you usually do? Where do you usually go for that?
So we have a couple of different stores. They're basically feeder stores of like UPS or FedEx. So they charge more than if you were to package it and drop it at FedEx. Okay. So there's additional crating charges and all that stuff. If you just look at your local pack and ship stores, just Google your town and put pack and ship shipping stores, and their names vary. Like Staples actually offered that kind of service at one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever heard of Fastenal. It's a hardware chain that sells nuts, bolts, screws, that kind of stuff. Fastenal actually has a shipping service that they offer to their customers. So we have sold some big stuff, and I didn't know about it until about 3 years ago. And I had a customer that ordered, I think it was some big turbo heaters from me. I mean, monster heaters, like 12 foot tall. And he goes, "Do you have a Fastenal near your location?" And I said, "Yeah, I got one 5 miles away." He goes, "Can you drop it off and give him my account number and they'll bill my account?" And I said, "Fastenal, the nut and bolt score?" He said, "Yeah." So we've been using Fastenal a lot too. A customer called only on eBay, and I've sold tractors on eBay. I mean, big things on eBay. And if you do local pickup and they want it bad enough, they'll find a way to get it. Believe me, they'll find a way to get it. And then you'll probably get better money than if you just sold it local and you're like, "Man, this thing's taking up so much space. It's in the way. Let me just sell it to my neighbor for $10 to be done with it so I can get enough space." Put it on. I ain't scared to put nothing on eBay, local pickup. I mean, I got the space though. So that's where I'm fortunate and some others aren't. If you got the space, now don't get me wrong. I'm not having something that's taking up 800 square foot in my warehouse for $100 for 6 months. That's not going to happen either. But Fastenal against it still.
are you able to bring it down there and they like say they can give you a quote on it? Say, hey, listen, I am going to be selling this on eBay. Can I get a quote on the shipping?
Mm-hmm. They can give you a quote too. There was a TV show on about the time Storage Wars hit, and I think it was called Shipping Wars. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but it was a reality TV show, and people actually bid on shipments to ship. So let's say I had a model and I wanted to ship it from Maryland to California. So I would put the dimensions of it, the estimated weight, and people would actually bid on there to take that item to California, and the lowest bid would win, and they would just undercut each other. So, and I can't remember the name of that website, but they're still in business, and they do that too. But yeah, so you can call your local packing store though, and you can give them a dimension, an estimated weight, and they can give you a ballpark idea of what it's going to cost. The thing with bigger items picked up from, say, your house, say you got something big you want to pick up from your house. The thing with them is a lot of times when you're talking that kind of tractor trailers be what comes in, and they require it with a forklift to load and that kind of stuff. Because when a tractor trailer pulls up, that guy don't want to do anything but open his doors. You put it on his truck, he straps it in, and then he goes. So we've run that into that a few times because we don't have a forklift. I have horsepower of men. I mean, that's what we use. But I've had tractor trailers show up and be like, "Where's your forklift?" I said, "Well, I told you I didn't have one, so now we're handling this stuff." So that's the downfall of shipping large items without a forklift, because the tractor trailers show up in your neighborhood. I've had a U-line dropped off some the other day at my house versus the warehouse, and my wife called me and said, "There's about 8 pallets of boxes in the driveway. You better get home and get these out of the way because I can't get in the garage." And that's the downfall of that. We'll drop this stuff and come in with big trucks. But our best avenues for sale, we do warehouse sales once every 3 months. We actually got one this weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. That, eBay. It's sort of like a portfolio. So if you're saving for retirement, you're not investing all your money in stocks. You're spreading it out. It goes down, gold and silver goes up. Gold and silver goes down, stock market goes up. So spread your, don't just concentrate in one area. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as my grandma used to say. It's an old saying, but spread your thing out and spread your money out, spread your inventory out. Because I tell you, here's a good one right now because of the virus that's going around the U.S. That's hitting everything, come from overseas. Yeah.
Corona, yeah.
Yeah. I keep calling it Cornivonia or something. I don't know. My wife's like, I'm trying to get out of going to Disney in April because I'm trying to use this excuse, but it's not working. But look at the prices of face mask and hand sanitizer on eBay right now.
Ridiculous.
They have like quadruple.
They just took them off. People are starting to get Vero violations and taking them off.
Amazon too.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So Amazon too. I did see that.
Yep.
Yeah. So spreading your inventory out across a lot of avenues, eventually something's going to hit big. And when it does, if you don't, another example, Kobe Bryant, he passed away. Probably one of the best basketball players of all time. He passed away in a helicopter crash, a month ago. It didn't matter what it was. A Kobe Bryant sticker was tripling in price. I mean, so by having a large inventory, you might be able to take advantage of a certain market at a certain time. So that's probably a good piece of advice I can offer. Don't concentrate in one area a lot. And I wouldn't say take a gamble, but my business philosophy is I'll take gambles every day, all day long. Hope your highest highs are higher than your lowest lows. And if they are, you win. If not, you're broke and you're out of business. So
I have a video about that Kobe Bryant stuff because I sold a pair of sneakers that day he died. And I wasn't going to price gouge somebody. I had them up there for $120. They sold right away within, I think it was like the third hour after he passed away. But I wasn't going to go. I could have price gouged people, but I was like, no, dude, out of respect.
Right.
This person's buying it legit. They're going to have it. And then 3 days later, I got a Vero takedown on one of Kobe Bryant's rookie cards because I put RIP in it. Like, what? But it makes sense. I understand. Because it was a couple days after they had the memorial in Staples. So people were price gouging the crap out of the memorial stuff.
Right.
And for some reason, my basketball card got part of it. And I haven't relisted it yet. I only had it up there for like $20, but I mean, it's not a big deal to me. But like you're saying here, I totally agree with. I've been
Kel, you freezing.
Say it's
Earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah, you good now, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you now.
I always say take a VCR, right? Used, and you don't know, you want to price it out. Maybe max if it's for parts, you can get $30. So like if I'm at a yard sale and they want like $20 for it, I'm like, hey, listen, it's untested. I'll take 10 max. Most likely I'll get it for that. So like that's my $20 reward, right? But if it does work, and if it's like one of those hi-fi, expensive $120, $150 ones, my reward's going to shoot through the roof. So that's why I always have no problem with the risk versus reward, because the payoff could be good in the end. But also if you're new, and I don't get me wrong, if you're new, don't do that stuff. Be very cautious when you're new. Try to stick to one niche, learn the ins and outs of it. And then when you do, the day you're able to say, okay, I can go into the store and look at a piece of clothing, say a wool jacket, and say, okay, I know exactly how much I'm going to get for that. That's a day when you should be able to start looking at other things and other options. Like you're exactly what you're talking about. Because when you open your options up, all it's going to do is bring more money. Learn little you can think of. I have a lot of fun doing.
Sweet. It's all about the insides and outs of the game.
Yeah.
Insides and outs of the game, you will win. And as long as you take a chance on this game, you can win. But you got to be focused when you do take that chance. With us, we eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace too. And we everywhere. Honestly, we buying pallets, we buying storage units.
I do want to say though, back to Devil Dog, right?
Yeah, Richard. Okay, you can call me Richard, Devil Dog, whatever.
Richard,
you little devil dog.
When you were mentioning overseas for international shipping for eBay, that is the best thing they did. I love clicking that button. We honestly sell probably 3 to 4 items a week internationally. That's the best for us is international. And I never had a problem. And back to the eBay, picking the buyer and the seller, it's 50-50 for us. We had a person that I sold some toy to in Indonesia. Tracking was there, said it was delivered. He said it wasn't. eBay did stick up for us. I did have eBay stick up for me one other time. Now, I just this week had a person buy some pottery that I love and sold it to her. I take pictures, video, everything that we send and how I wrap it, blah, blah, blah. I know that she had a creamer or a sugar that she needed and hers was broke. So she said mine was. I guarantee you I didn't ship that broke. The same day I shipped other things pottery wise, I always get excellent reviews on my shipping, packaging, handling, everything. Every day, this one person. So honestly, they've mostly sided with me. This was the one time they did not. She needed a little sugar cup. You can have it, sugar. It's okay.
But
it's part of the game. And so what I've learned is, what's that?
Did you guys get insurance on that?
You know what? I always do the priority mail with the tracking and the insurance. Yes, I absolutely do. So I've never claimed anything though. So I really don't know how to do it, but I'm thinking
Claim it.
It's easy. They'll go right away. They'll give you 2 days and they'll give you the money back. Because if they received it and you have those pictures that it was fine and you have that insurance on there, I've done it several times on things that people because it's going to happen eventually. Stuff's going to break, especially when you talk about glass and stuff. And when it breaks, you got that insurance for a reason. So it's going to protect you on top of, them claiming, because it does happen. Exactly what you said. People have crap all the time. You get the same thing. You want to replace it. And what do you say? Oops, it broke. Come on. It didn't break. But what protects your butt is having that insurance. And that claiming is so easy. It's ridiculous. It's self-explanatory. Go YouTube or actually go to Google and just write USPS, claim. You file the claim and then you get your money back.
Okay.
Sweet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because of our size sometimes and because of what an item value is, a lot of times, I know it's stupid. My wife said this is why I'm too nice of a guy. But they don't mean come to my website and order a bunch of stuff and then say it's all broken, because we're probably gonna have some issues after this podcast. But a lot of times is it is the money I'm going to pay one of my employees to deal with some of that, or the time, what's my time worth compared to what the item is? And a lot of times, because it's so minute, I mean, I'll give you an example. So the other day I had one of my employees ship some grinding wheels out. I think it was a $19 set, $19.99. So we had 2 boxes of grinding wheels. I think it was 100 per box or 50 per box. He shipped them to a guy. The guy says, "Hey, I love the grinding wheels, but you shipped me the wrong size." So it's a new employee that I've had for 2 or 3 months probably now. And he's learning. Good guy. Nothing wrong with him. He's learning like everybody else. You're going to make mistakes in this game. I don't care how experienced you are. I still make them to this day. And the guy, I said, "Look, I apologize. I'll send them out to you. I'll send you a tracking number, ship them out." He says, "How much do I owe you for other ones?" I said, "Look, buddy, I messed up." He told me I had a job to do. That's why he needed them to begin with. And, you know, he was very understanding. I said, "Look, I shipped them out. Here's a tracking number." He got them. And our shipping's really fast because we have a hub literally in our town. So I cut a whole day of shipping time off just by dropping it a few miles down the road. So all the mail gets processed on my side to us and then goes from there to everyone else. So I'm right at the hub, and then it's going to the next hub destination. I told the guy, I said, "Look, just keep the grinding wheels, and here's an extra set. So you got 100 or double to 2 different sizes now.
Right.
Don't worry about it, because it's not worth me buying that label, getting just to sell it again for $19.99. Just eat it and be done with it." So but I'm not saying if you're new, that's what you want to do. But when you get more bigger and established and more listings, sometimes you have to weigh what's your time worth. And in situations like that, a lot of times it's not worth buying that label to get it shipped back, especially if it's broken. You send me pictures of it, or something that we messed up on our end happened to it. I'm just full refund done. It's part of the business. Right. In my eyes, on my side of it, it's part of the business.
Not gonna sit and argue about it. And you know,
especially with a few cents, right. $20.
Hey, eat it up and keep getting some more.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people out there that'll try to scam you.
They're trying to work their angles. Yeah, they're trying to work their angles. But that's what business anyway. That's what that's how the world go around for real. So you got to take it with this business. I learned really is when we go out there and scan and trying to find different merchandise and stuff and to sell and send it to Amazon. I notice how a lot of people don't understand. We are going out there spending our money. Regardless of what y'all thinking, we getting so many great deals or whatever have you not, we still going out there to spend our money. And if you're going out there to spend your money, you want to make a nice return off your money. So any common sense will give a person to say, well, if they didn't go out there and steal that product, well, I might went to the thrift store and got that product. But I also told you what the product was, explained to you everything else, and then you still bought it. So you made a choice to get that product. So I should be able to keep my money. So I just had that kind with a lot of these platforms. They're side with the seller sometimes, but the buyer all the time.
Now, do you guys know about the there's the Amazon tool? It's called eSeller tool. I don't know if you've ever heard of that website, but it's actually if you Google eSeller tool, they actually have scanners for Amazon, and they have some phone scanners, or they have like old PDA little SD cards in them, and it's like the service is like the scanner. I think is like $400, something like that, if you want the actual handheld scanner. And I don't have one here, but it's half the size of an iPhone, and it gives you can scan UPCs, barcodes, all that kind of stuff. And the SD card you can put in your computer every day and update current prices. You can update it as many times as you want, and you can take that little scanner and you can go around the stores and just scan stuff. It'll give you your four or five lowest new prices, 4 or 5 used prices. It'll give you sales rank. It'll give you if there's any FBA in there. And that scanner, literally, you can scan thousands of books. I mean, I can probably scan 1,000 books in an hour with that scanner. As long as somebody's flipping it and showing the UPCs, I'm just rolling with that scanner. I can take that thing in any store, and we don't do a whole lot of that because I'm not necessarily going into like the stores trying to find the deals. I'm trying to buy the whole daggone store.
Right.
But I can take that little scanner, and it's $40 a month service. It's called eSeller Tools, eSeller Tools, and they have some little scanners that'll that'll hook to your phone, sync with your phone. But we got a little handheld scanner we got from them, and I've had that thing for about 5 years. And the Amazon guy turned me on to that thing. Into estates. So let's say someone's got an estate and they don't want to sell the whole estate, but maybe they want to sell some books or they want to sell this. Then I'll put that scanner in my hand. I'll be like, go through their whole book inventory in no time. Be like, all right, 99.9% of the books I don't want to deal with, but this one right here is $100 book, and you want $5 for it. What do you want for it? And but you got to go by sales ranks. So Amazon and sales ranks go hand in hand. I mean, you don't want to be in me personally, I don't like to be above $1 million. I mean, because if you get above that, especially above 2 million, because you get 2 million, you got a bunch of books sitting on your shelf that's never going to sell. You want to be in that. The lower the rank, but that little scanner right there save you a ton of time. It's faster than your phone's going to be going like this with your phone. You just push a button on the side of it, choot, 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 and it'll show you all your competitive market as long as you keep that card updated, daily or weekly or however much you need it. But it works on anything with a UPC, ISBN, that kind of stuff. So that's a good tool too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so Devil Dog, you kind of got ahead of the game on the talking points, but that's good. I mean, just keep the flow going. Glass City Pickers, do y'all have any pros and cons? Are y'all done with your pros and cons?
I like eBay. That's where we started. I'm just right now, our big thing is to get more inventory on there. Don't forget, we just started, guys, not too long ago, but we have probably 230 items, which probably isn't anything as opposed to everybody else on this panel, but it's a lot to us right now. But I like eBay, Amazon.
I love Amazon. I love both of them, don't get me wrong, but I just like seeing them checks, especially when the checks are slow. I'm just not gonna lie. But
I like eBay. I'm an eBay girl. I like my Facebook Marketplace too, because we do really well on there also.
Yeah, hand in hand, no bad.
And when you said, just so all of the people out there know, I don't know in other areas of the country, but here where we're at, when you sell on Facebook Marketplace, because of, unfortunately, the society we live in today, we get to go to the police stations around here. They have a safe drop-off zone.
Yeah.
So we just back right in, and we're under the cameras of the police station. So, we feel safe and comfortable going there. If I have to run there by myself, I feel safe and comfortable. So it's easy and nice. I like Facebook Marketplace. We do pretty well on there. When we bought a pallet, we sold a ton of stuff.
That's where we sold everything off the pallets.
Yeah.
That we didn't have. So few things went to Amazon and a lot of things went on eBay, but big things we sold, they were mainly off
Marketplace.
Yeah. So my pros and cons, I think my pros and cons is limited because I just want the money. All the BS, I can handle all the BS because I'm a kind of dude where I understand BS. So I can handle that. And if I got to give away a couple pennies to get a lot of pennies, that's what we'll do. We'll make that decision.
Yeah, I don't really have.
I don't have no sadness
too many cons right now because we're so new. I wish the fees on Amazon weren't as much. I wish they didn't, kill you with the fees and everything. But hey, it's a business. What do you do?
Yeah. And they platform, so you got to play by their rules anywhere it goes. And since Buffalo Pickard turned us on to this game, we've been trying to follow his blueprint on how he's been moving and shaking through this business. So as I see it, it's everybody can complain about it, but to me, it's sweet.
I always say stuff like this is like a brother-sister relationship. You hate it, but you love it. You really do love it, no matter what. There's days where you're like, "Oh my god, why ain't I getting a sale?" Or like, "Damn, why they were they signed with the buyer? The buyer and it's over me." But then it's like days like, "Damn, cha-ching! I just sold something for $75 or $125," which compared to if we did this in the old days, we'd be at what do they call flea markets? Right. You know what I mean? And that would be like a slow sale, and you'd have to wait week by week. Nowadays, it is absolutely insane what eBay and Amazon's done. It is insane.
Yeah.
It really is. Now Marketplace is moving in there.
And now you got to look at
guys mentioned
Walmart coming. So it's a lot of.
Did you guys see that?
There's a lot of avenues.
No, what's Walmart doing?
They're starting basically like an Amazon, eBay. Tell them big time. Or
Amazon.
Yeah. So Walmart has basically. Well, not quite, but they are on the verge of taking Amazon blueprint and opening their stores up to sell as a third-party seller. Basically, They are not charging you that monthly rate like Amazon. But in order to sell on their platform, you have to provide your store name for us on Amazon or eBay or whatever platform you sell on, and they're checking your performance metrics. If your performance metrics meet their criteria, then they'll approve your application to be a third party seller on their platform. So we are kind of still doing the homework of trying to get into that platform, but from everything I read, it's promising. It's almost look like it's the same blueprint that Amazon is using for resellers.
That boils down to the whole e-commerce thing. I mean, Walmart has to stay competitive because they're not seeing the numbers. If you look at their numbers every year, their numbers. I mean, now they're doing curbside pickup. You call in, they drop it to your car. I mean, all that stuff. They're doing it because they're trying to stay competitive, because the whole e-commerce thing has changed the game in the way people shop. I mean, why would you go all the way across town or 30 miles away to get the same product you can get delivered to your house within 2 days, and if you don't like it, ship it back for free? I mean, they're doing it for that reason. And another thing, eBay was smart when they did is collect tax for people that sell on eBay now, the small businesses and stuff, because if they didn't, so we ran into this with this online auction stuff. So if you create a nexus in another state, which means, and Amazon, there's some people that's going to run into this in the future. It's called a nexus. So let's say you're doing FBA and you're from my state of Maryland, and I have stuff stored in Delaware, or I have not Delaware, because Delaware is a no sales tax state. Let's say California. So they're storing my product in California. Well, now nexus in California, which a nexus means I'm going to have to collect sales tax for the state of California. And if if eBay didn't do that, where they started collecting taxes, and you had to collect taxes because you have a product going to here and here and here, their whole system would have shut down. I'm telling you right now, it would have caused a big ruckus, and everybody would have said, nope, I'm not doing this because more paperwork. Now I got to collect taxes. But that's one thing in the future with, if they ever force that on the sellers, you're going to see you're going to see a lot of people, get out of the game with that, because I'm telling you, from doing our first auction, I probably did 20 hours of research, because we offer shipping, and my auction's not like eBay where some guys collecting my sales tax for people, and I had to make sure I didn't fall under that nexus law, because if I sold something that went to Illinois, well, now do I have to do tax forms every year at every state I'm shipping something to? And the answer was no, because as long as I stay under certain limits per state, I'm fine. So the states that have to worry about it is probably my surrounding states. But
that's what I was going to say. Every state got a limit.
Yep.
I think California is 200,000. So
yeah, but that's the thing. People on Amazon, I mean, that's if you've got large amounts of inventory, and it probably doesn't apply to us because we're small potatoes compared to some of these people selling. I mean, you look on eBay, some of these guys has got 300,000-400,000 feedback. I mean, every month they're getting 20,000 feedback. I mean, my box supplier's on eBay, and that dude, he must have like a 2 million square foot warehouse, because that dude sells some stuff. But when you establish a nexus in another state and you have inventory there, whether an FBA or not, I mean, you might have to collect sales tax. I mean, so that's something to look out for too, and study your state laws, study the regulations on how much you can sell, because you don't get into the situation where you get a phone call 2 years later and said, hey, $40,000 of your merchandise is sold here and you owe us taxes on this because you've established a nexus. I mean, we did a lot of research with our auctions on that, because that scared the heck out of me, because I was like, if I got to do this, I'm not even doing it. So.
Hey, let me chime in for a second to the folks in the chat. I want to thank all the resellers that showed up to the show, and thank you guys for answering some of the questions that are popping up in the comment. This comment thing is moving so fast. I'm trying to highlight every question that pop up in here. So if y'all can, just keep doing that for me, answer those questions. And if we didn't get to those questions, we're going to try to get back to it in the question and answer. But I see a lot of resellers in here, experienced resellers in here. So y'all go ahead and answer those questions if you can. And if it's not answered, I'm sure Kevin or Devil Dog could get to it later on in the question and answer portion of this show. So I just want to go ahead so we can move on to the next talking point. So my pros is I'm Amazon all the way. I mean, I do like eBay because like you all, like, you know, multiple resellers has mentioned is you got to have something to fall back on. You know, if Amazon shuts you down, you know, if you don't have a fallback plan, then you got to, you know, you kind of stuck until you get that new platform set up. So I use my eBay store as a secondary area to sell items that I can't sell on Amazon or things that don't get sold on Amazon, and I don't want to accumulate those storage fees. So I bring it back, put it into my storage, and which doesn't cost me anything except for the mortgage that I pay. And I sell that stuff on Amazon. So I would say the pros to me is, you know, I'm all about, I heard a lot of people talking about data and numbers. I'm about the number game myself, you know, when it comes to choosing my platform. And when I look at the data that's, you know, I collected, is that Amazon have about 53 million people that come to their platform to buy products compared to eBay around 15 million, and everybody else fall in line. So basically to me, I'm going where the money is. Now, one thing I can say about Walmart and what's caught my attention to Walmart is, yeah, their numbers is not their exact where Amazon is, but it's like I see what Walmart is doing. Walmart is not recreating the wheel. Walmart is basically stealing the blueprint from Amazon and incorporating it into their business model. So basically, what I see with Amazon is they have 53 million plus coming to their website, and now I see Walmart is around 40 something. So, you know, once they get the blueprint in place, I'm pretty sure their numbers are going to come up too. So I'm definitely looking at as a third party seller moving over into that platform as well. I mean, my metrics are good on Amazon, my metrics are good on eBay. So I don't really see, you know, the issue of me being not the issue of me not being able to sell on those platforms. So I'm definitely doing my due diligence to see, you know, if that's an avenue I want to go. But I love both platforms, like Glass City say, I love both platforms. But when it comes to the check every 2 weeks, for me, I don't see the comparison, you know, and you know, that's just my point of view, because I'm not a big time eBay seller. And I am building my store back up. I'm able to sell, I think I received a letter, I'm able to sell like 600 some items. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm definitely, I got a couple of death piles out there that I got to work on to get my store back up to par. And that's my goal, is to get my store back up to par, because, you know, as we all spoken, you can make money on both platforms, but at the moment, Amazon is my breadwinner.
Sweet. That's a nice one.
I think we're 50-50.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I don't know how many times you noticed, but if you look at items on both platforms, you know, eBay, Amazon, the prices are so different, and you're like, why? The reason being is because some people just won't shop on eBay.
Right.
Some people won't shop on Amazon. Some people shop on both. So I mean, just because something's on $20 on eBay, don't mean you can't get $60 for it on Amazon, or vice versa. Because we do it all the time. My employees find something, they're like, this ain't worth nothing on eBay. I throw that thing on Amazon in about 3 seconds, and that thing sells 2 days later. And then they look at me like I'm crazy. I mean, so spread it out.
But don't get me wrong, guys, right? eBay has an amazing, if you thrift your items, amazing profit margin, ridiculous profit margin.
I think so too.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my average price that I buy is maybe $8, because I buy a lot of clothing and then the antiques and electronics. And my average sale price is $67. So for me, that is, you know what I mean? That's all I need. And I have no problem replenishing that stuff and getting that stuff out there. So, I mean, like, I don't know, last month, it was ballooned a little bit because I sold the $1,300 lens that I had in a $40 box of lenses. But, you know, I made $5,200 last month. You know, you take that away, I still made $4,000. You know what I mean? But either way, the $5,200 off of my part-time working on eBay, and like 80%, 85% of that's all profit. And I literally just sold another one of the pieces of those lenses that I found in that $40 box right now for $77. So that box literally has made me $2,500.
Yeah.
And I only picked those up for $40.
Yeah.
And I would say, I think this is how we are. We know we were in reseller when we're like, oh my God, it's awesome. But then it's like, crap, what could have been? Because it was like a whole table. I was the last person at that estate sale, the last person to leave, and they still had like 60, 70 of those lenses left. And I guarantee if I said, listen, I'll drop the $100 on all these lenses right now, they would have given me them. And that would have been at least $10,000 worth of lenses. Right. But I just didn't know because I had my phone on me and I was just going by my phone and just doing the smart thing and being comfortable. And I should have, like I said, like we were talking earlier, risk versus reward. I should have grabbed those things. But like I said, you're a reseller when you're like, oh my God, it's amazing. $40 box netted me $2,500, right? And then you're like, but if I grabbed all those, man, and it's still kicking myself in the ass.
She do that to us all the time. I have to tell her, you don't leave nothing. You take it all. We don't leave nothing.
It's okay. You didn't know.
I'll say this though. I mean, that's how you know you love this business.
Oh yeah.
When you're second guessing yourself at every turn. I don't know. I tell you what, I probably sleep worse than all of you guys put together because I'll sit up at night and I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll think of something, the next day's work or what I didn't buy or what I did, and I would just get up. I'll get up at 12:30 at night and just my wife's looking at me like, why? What the hell's wrong with you? Or what the heck's wrong with you right now? And I'm like, man, I should have bought this. I should have done that. She's like, well, go sit at your desk and think about it for the next 6 hours because you're keeping me awake. And I'll just sit there and I'll just think about that stuff. But if you don't have that thought process in this game, it's probably not for you. If you're not thinking about that kind of stuff if I had $1 for every deal I wish I had done or something I wish I had bought, I'd probably be retired right now. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of times I kick myself, and there's a lot of times where I give up on something and someone else bought it, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad I didn't buy that. Boy, did he take it. So it works both ways.
Fair exchange, ain't never been no robbery.
Yeah, you in this business here, you got to constantly try to evolve. And if you're not trying to evolve, you're not trying to think of what's your next move, do some forward thinking, you're gonna get left behind.
Yep.
Definitely.
And I totally agree. It's like we're talking about Amazon and eBay. Well, Amazon and Walmart. Walmart was still ahead of the game for so long, right? Took out many of these mom and pop dime stores, right? And then all of a sudden you had Amazon pop out of the blue, and before you know it, they couldn't do anything about it. They were like, oh well, that's just Amazon. But then Amazon started taking over that market. Now you got Walmart coming back. It's exactly, you always got to be ahead of this game. Always look at the numbers, look at your numbers, try different things. Sometimes it may work, may not work. Sometimes it may work sometimes. But if you do stop, and I had somebody in my group today say something about, what's his name? Slobby Robbie from Robbie's World, and he was like just dogging the guy. I'm like, how can you dog somebody who is literally, he's changed the game for certain places, like Street Style. That's a dude you watch, like Slobby's World or whatever it is. He's huge in the street style. People go to him. Celebrities go to him to shop his store and stuff like that, and for him to shop for them. And this dude's like, oh, well, he looks so dumb and ridiculous and this and that. And I even said the comment, I said, listen, dude, if you get stuck with that old school mentality, you're never going to get ahead. You got to adapt. You got to see what these kids are wearing. See what these kids want. These kids nowadays are younger than us, but they're wearing these ugly shirts, bro.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
I'll say this. Look at the fads today. Now, this doesn't apply to this. Look at the fads today. So I go in estates and I look at an estate, and I probably looked at 5 estates this week. I mean, full estates. I'm not talking bits and pieces, full estates. And just brown furniture, for example. Brown furniture, as clean as it can get. 1930s, 1940s, 1950s brown furniture.
With the flowers.
That stuff has lost 80% of its value in the last 10 years. I mean, the stuff that you were selling for $150, you're lucky to get $25 in my area. I read an article the other day about antiques, how antiques has lost 70% of their value. Wow. We just had an appraisal done on an estate that we pulled out of Connecticut back to Maryland. Appraised at a little over $10,000. Where 10 years ago, that estate would have been a $50,000 estate. But because of the fad and the markets and everything else, it's just not there. Glassware. The young people don't want the older people's stuff anymore. They don't want grandma's china. They don't want the little tiny knickknack. Now, don't get me wrong. There's select pieces that still have value, but the majority of that stuff, the young generation is minimalist. They like the IKEA furniture. They like the Ashley furniture. They don't want grandma's brown kitchen table because no one sits at a kitchen table anymore to eat. I mean, so you've got to keep track of the best toys right now. 80s toys, hot. Everybody in their 40s has expendable income, and they're buying 80s toys. I mean, I sold a GI Joe flagship to a guy for like $1,000 the other day. He walked in, he's like, I couldn't afford that as a kid. I gotta have that now. I said, I don't even know if all the pieces there. He's like, I'll give you $1,000. I was like, take it out the door. Wait, let me get somebody to help you take it out the door. I mean, so you got to look at what's hot. I mean,
yeah, and I totally agree. And right now, what's hot with the young kids, the college kids, man, they love their vintage clothes. Like it's changed so much since 4 years since I've come back to where before my vintage items were going to people 50 and up. Now to go back and see that these kids are wearing mom jeans, these vintage Levi's and the denim jackets, and then all of these street style wears I love it because I think it looks like a piece of artwork that they're wearing. And I'm a little strange when it comes to that stuff, but I mean, it is so cool to see kids involved in it. But don't get me wrong, when I see them in a thrift store and they got something I like, man, they kind of aggravate me because it's like, dude, if you guys have no clue what you got. You got no clue what you got.
Let me get that up out you.
Yeah.
Yep. How much you buy?
Anyway, I love the fact that you said mom jeans.
Yeah, dude, they're super popular right now. Like I got some nasty, like what's really popular right now, and I always like, I don't care about the newer Levi's, the ones that are dirty, ripped, paint stains, and I got quite a few of those. Yep. Those are the ones I like. Thrashed. Those keywords, those are the ones that sell from premium $50 and up all day long. Are those disgusting, ugly shirts, ripped shirts? Just look up the keyword thrashed t-shirts or anything thrashed. It's ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Look at some of the stuff on eBay, and I'll give you an example. A guy called me another week and says, I just got a storage unit and it had a bunch of brand new women's underwear from the 60s, 50s, and 60s.
Oh, right yes.
Now. And I went on eBay. I was like, dude, I'm not selling that stuff. And he goes, look on eBay. I looked on eBay and put highest price, and then I checked sold. So when I look at eBay, I look at sold. I don't look what people's asking. I always check the sold button. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, real estate agents don't just you look at houses. That's how I do house comps. Same way. Ladies' underwear with tags and without tags, and there was $300-$400 a pair. And I look back at all the grandma underwear that I've thrown away, and I was like, holy smokes! I've probably thrown a return away in the dumpster in the last 8 years. I mean, I swear to God, look at vintage. And I'm not trying to. I'm telling you the truth. Look at vintage. Look at vintage. Look at that stuff. Even another thing. Look at baby diapers and boxes from the 80s on eBay. A box of Pampers. Look at a box of Pampers on eBay, and look at. So I mean, people paying $200, $300, $400 for a box of Pampers from the 80s. We sold last year. We sold cloth baby diapers from the 60s, an original package for over $1,000. A 6-pack of cloth baby diapers for over $1,000. And it blows my mind. There's nothing surprised me anymore. I mean, if somebody held up a pencil that was half used and told me it was worth $100, I'd look it up because it's probably true. Nothing surprised me anymore.
So those underwear you're talking about are the vintage days of the week, they call them underwear. They go for ridiculous amounts of money.
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, like I'm looking right now because I remember a few days ago. This is exactly what I was looking up. They're called underwear briefs. Day of the week, $91. They're vintage. I mean, they're insane what they go for, and because it's a niche. So for me, if you look at my house, eventually I'll do a house tour of me. Everything I've thrifted or I've bought off of eBay, and I've kept it 70s and older. So everything in my house is 70s and older because that is my thing. It looks geeky, ugly, but I'm insane over that. The colors are just disgustingly ugly. I call them puking colors, but for me, it's got some style to it, and that's what the style is nowadays.
Swag, the swag.
Yeah, but no, I feel like I'm an older soul, so like I look at it to me again as like artwork. So like my curtains I'm looking at right now are from the 70s. I don't have any on those yet, but in my kids' room I have 1980s NASCAR ones because I'm a huge NASCAR nerd. So I bought the NASCAR ones. And all my other curtains are from the 70s. Yeah. And those are all of my bought off eBay.
You saying the 80s is old. So that means I'm old.
I'm old too. I'm old. I missed the whole gray phase. I went straight to white in the beard. Straight from brown to white.
I'm trying to get those grays.
20 and he's saying the 80s is vintage?
I'm 35. Yeah. I'm 35, yeah. But no, anything over 20 years old is vintage. So like that's why you have all these geeky 90s stuff, like the bell bottoms jeans from the 90s. And I look at it this way. So there was one night where it just hit me. I'm like, just watching shows and taking all this stuff, and I'm like, I know what it is. Every 20 years, they go back 20 years, right? Yeah. So 70s, they went back to the 50s. 80s, they went back to the 60s. 90s went back to the 70s again, right? Now we're in 2020. Now we're going back to the 90s, or we were in the 2010s, whatever. We were going in the 90s. Now we're going to be going in the early 2000s. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And what I love about this era now is that everything's starting to get recycled. All these vintage clothes. You hear celebrities like what's her name from Miley Cyrus saying she's not buying any new clothes. It's all going to be vintage. Same thing with Diane West. And it's a smart thing to do because you can get dirt cheap, a lot cheaper than you buy new ones. And the new ones are absolutely junk. When I look at a piece of clothing, I like to look at around anything under the 90s and below, because that to me is the artwork, the stitching, the tags, the fabric they're using. Nowadays, they got polyester crap. You got stuff that's going to rip if you bend over. Like it happened to my kid's mom a couple of years ago when she bent over, a whole rip down her ass crack. No joke. Because she was trying to pick up my dog. But that's what you're dealing with. You would never get that in a vintage pair of items ever.
No, you wouldn't.
And this is the same thing with furniture, though. And I'm sure Double Dog,
they don't make it like they used to.
Yeah, you could understand me when I'm talking about furniture. Nowadays, you get the Chinese stuff. People are paying $1,000s for. Why would you pick that up when you can buy a nice piece of wood like I have from the Elaine 1960s table that was given to me, and get that a lot cheaper, but it's worth so much more. You know what I mean? And it's only going to be worth more down the road. That Chinese stuff in 5-10 years is going to be junked and thrown out.
Well, then it's going to have the Corona in it.
Stop.
Yeah, that too.
Stop it. No, No,
you're right though about that. That's like cars. They don't make cars like they used to. No. Nowadays, you hit something and it's completely totaled. Back then, it was like, go on.
They make it. They make things nowadays so they don't need to fix it anymore. Just they'll give you the money and replace it, right? Yeah. So the same thing with these items. They didn't make it like that back then. They made it a handcrafted, by hand, cut, sewn, or even a piece of furniture, right? They do that back then, and it's just so much better than it is nowadays. The style, I think, nowadays is just garbage. Like I go into my sister's house, and I'm like, China, mass produced. But I go into these estate sales, and I'm sure Double Dog can back me up. You go into like something out of like a time warp in these 1960s estate sales, and you're like, I like it. This thing has lasted all these years for a certain reason, and it's not junk.
Because it's together right.
And I mean, it's very hard to find someone like me at so young that has so much respect for the older generations that have come before us and laid down their hard workmanship to us. And then now you have it mass produced by a machine, just blowing everything up, So I think it's absolutely insane.
You're right. You are a little old school.
But that's what everybody wanted right now.
And that's a good thing.
That's what the world today. Everything is right now.
Instant gratification.
Yes.
Instant gratification.
No patience. Everything right now. You better give it here. I want it right now. So
but then I went to 2 estate sales today. And one estate sale, because it was the first day, I just went in there to kind of get a feel of what they had and talk to the people that was running the estate sale to try to, set up a deal for the last day, which is Sunday. Most of the people that know me, they know I collect Barbies. If you look over my shoulder, you can see a few over there. And I collect these all year round to get geared up for Q4. So this particular estate sale had about, and when y'all say that vintage feel, this lady been collecting since like the 50s. And she had so many dolls. She had probably about 60 Barbies and 60 porcelain dolls, cabinet, whatever doll you can name of, she had it. And she had other figurines as well. So, I just went there to kind of set up my deal, kind of get a feel of, how their sellers are, so that I could, ensure that I can come back Sunday and get a better deal. But what I messed up at is I should have went to the the second estate sale first. The second estate sale I went to, this guy was a roadie for the Rolling Stones and a couple other big bands. And it was like, why did you go there first? You should have went to this one first. I mean, the lady, when I arrived, I was 2 hours late. When I arrived, the lady said they opened at 9. They had people out there waiting since 4 in the morning. The intentions wasn't to give out tickets, but because so many people was in line for this estate sale, they had to end up giving out tickets. And she was like, as soon as she gave out the first ticket, the guy came in. He didn't even check the sizes or nothing. He just grabbed like a whole closet of T-shirts, just throwing it in the bag and went to the checkout. I was like, whoa. And I was able to get one thing out of that trip. This right here, I comped this on, this is Jimi Kendrix. I comped it on eBay at, I think, $64, $69 pre-owned. So, you know, it wasn't a wasted trip, but I just wish I would have got there earlier because he had so much stuff. This guy had been collecting stuff for like the last 30 years.
Wow.
And I mean, the lady said he had like T-shirts in the box that haven't even been touched, like the Rolling Stone with the tongue out, and he even had like pants that they was giving to the Rolling Stone dancers that the girls never worn. I was like, man, that was I missed out on that one, but
you'll get up at 1:30 in the morning this morning and think about that, like I talked about earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I put that on my video, you know, early bird get the worm. Yeah. So let's move on into our next talking point. And Devil Dog, you kind of hit on it earlier about the tools that you use when you're sourcing. So, you know, we just go around the panel and you just talk about, and people in the chat, you can also chime in. You just want to talk about the preferred tools that you use when you outsourcing, whether it's eBay, Amazon, or any other platform.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
I know. My son's over my ear. He was like, "Let me in." I was like, "No, stay back." But no. So for Amazon, I use the Reseller tool. I talked about it earlier, a little handheld scanner. I will probably say the best tool, and this takes a long time to get this tool, is what's up here.
Right.
From your experience of dealing with what you dealt with, all that you're learning and you're building, that's your best tool you're probably ever going to have. And that tool is all it takes is work and time and knowledge in the business. Because there's times where I got something for the first time, and 2 years down the road, I'm standing around. I'm like, wait a second. I remember that item. I remember how I messed up and sold it for $10 when I could have got $100 for it. And it's just the knowledge that you get is probably the best tool. That's the best tool, but that takes time to get. From another product we use our phones. We know the phone apps are big, eBay apps for comps on the go, that kind of stuff. Another good tool is networking. And when I say networking, that's probably my go-to tool. I have a list of people. I have antique dealers. If I have a question on something, I have people that do records. I have people that collect toys. I have that kind of stuff. So that takes time too to build a network. But just because you have a competitor, don't mean you can't create a network from that competitor. Because I've got guys that they like to buy small storage units and stuff, but they don't like to buy the big ones. But they might be at an auction and there might be 5 people there, and this big giant 20 by 40 unit comes up full of all kinds of great stuff, and they get it cheap, and they call me up and be like, "Rich, man, I bought this big unit because I know you'll buy it from me and I can make some money and I don't have to do anything." And I'm like, "Daggone right, I will." Beeline over there. Here, the guy bought a unit for $25. I gave him $3,000 for it a couple years ago. I said, "What do you want for it?" He said $3,000. I didn't even argue with him. I just handed it to him. So that's where networking comes into play. Most of our estates, we don't do estate sales per se. I could probably count on both my hands how many times I've actually walked into an estate sale to look at individual items. I usually have a network. Hey, I heard you buy estates out. Yep, I'll come look at it. I'll buy the whole estate because none against you guys, but I don't want you in my estate. I want to buy the estate and be done with it. I don't mean to put it like that. But I tell you the biggest when I took when I took that step to start buying full estates, the first couple of estates I bought, my God, I was scared to death. When I made a deal, I was like, what do I offer? What do I do this? What do I do that? I mean, because no one wants to throw out the first number. Let's be honest. If we're dealing, how much you want for that? What are you thinking? I don't know. What are you thinking? This goes back and forth. It's like ping pong, back and forth. But by networking and building a relationship and getting your name out there, and there's a YouTube guy, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And I was watching him the other day, and he does the same thing I do. And he pretty much has a monopoly in his town. I mean, every other day he's posting a new estate he bought. Like, I don't think that town has estate sales. I think this guy's buying.
Is it Resale Rabbit?
No, I know who he is. Is it Cincinnati Picker? It might be Cincinnati Picker. It might be him. Because I don't think that town has an estate sale. I think he just buys everything that's for sale in that town and done with it.
Oh no, you talking about buyouts? Cincinnati, I don't think Cincinnati Picture does buyouts. He does more of going to garage sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, no. I just ran across
a lot of people out there. I know Flipping, who I talked to, Flipping Goodies, Mike, who I talk to almost on a daily basis. He does that stuff, and in a few weeks, he's actually him, and Rockstar Flipper are going to be going over his place, and we're going to go to a few of them. He's going to show us how he does his buyouts.
Yeah, but as far as getting back to the talking points that we were asked about, I mean, for me, the sellers tools for Amazon, your phone app for eBay, but my two biggest tools, like I said, is the knowledge you gain with time and the network you create around you to be successful. I mean, if you can work deals with other people, I've got a guy and he just loves antiques. He went to a house and bought out a lady that used to own a Hallmark store, and he calls me up and says, "Hey, I've got 300,000 Hallmark ornaments brand new in the box. You interested? Because I had no idea. I don't want these things in my store. I don't deal in this stuff." So I said, "Yeah, what do you want for them?" He goes, "Man, give me $1,000 to take them off." So I was like, "Here, done." So networking, I can't preach that enough. Networking. It's for every phase in this business. There's someone out there that collects it. Build that network. Keep building that network. And you think you got a good network? Keep building that network. That's the best tool that's the best piece of advice I can give. That network.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what we do. That's what we're doing all here too. That's, I think, me and Buffalo Picker. I was telling him the other night when we're later on after our show. This is the same exact thing we're doing here. We're learning from everybody, right? And then we're also networking. So like if I'm at a thing and I don't know something about a piece of furniture or a piece of glass, I can say, "Hey, listen, I got your contact. I'm going to send you a message, call you first, send you a message. Hey, like, what do you think?" And you're going to give me the go ahead and be like, "No, it's going to go for around this." Or sometimes you may say, "Listen, I may want that for my own collection. I'll give you money for it." And that I've done that a lot in the past, especially with a lot of the DOG YouTubers that we used to do. A lot of us, I used to just tell people on a hangout, I look for this such and such item. And I'd have people on the daily would just text me, "Hey, what do you think? Do you want this? Would you be a buyer at this?" And I mean, I get it at cost from them. So, I mean, it's good to have, like, this is exactly what this is right here. Networking. Yep. Different towns. Hey, I'm going to come to your town. I'm going to be in your town next week. Let's chill. Well, better yet, why don't you stay at my house? We'll go picking. And it's really good to a lot of people I've noticed on here is a lot of people are scared to get in front of that camera. And that's why I try to get those people that are scared, and I try to get them in front of that camera and make them feel comfortable, because when they do it for the first or second time, they love it. And they buy it. Some of the people I hang out with buy the same equipment that I buy because I'm telling them, like, it works if you want to get something good, quick and easy, and it works really well. So this stuff that we do here is absolutely amazing. And I've seen it work in the past so well with doing this, having people come on shows or private hangouts or even working hangouts, but I just know some people won't give everything up on the lives, but when you go on the backside on like the private hangouts afterwards, they'll give up the goodies. So it's really good what we do here too.
I think that we pride ourselves on being, whatever we learn, we're going to share. Mm-hmm. Whatever we find out, we're going to share, because that's how we're getting ahead. So we want to aspire to inspire. So that's what we're doing. That's
paying it forward.
Exactly. Pay it forward. And that's how I was last night. I just decided I was on Texas Treasures last night. I'm always on there usually every Thursday. And I'm like, man, they're asking me about, like, well, what do you, and this goes back to the subject we're talking about. What is one of the tools you use? Well, let's just talk about this. This is different. So what I did was I showed them, okay, I'm going to show you how I snipe. And I literally went on eBay and I popped up my sniping tool on eBay. It's called My iBidder, my in the letter I bidder. And if you use it on the desktop, it's free. But if you use it but you can put as many watch items into the My iBidder, and then you can transfer into the mobile app, and that's free. But the mobile app itself, if you don't do that, it costs money. But when you do it right, I can have, and I like to do this stuff for my desktop or my laptop because it's so much quicker for me to do it. I have a place to go, and I always give out the name. Like you said, pay it forward. I like to give away free information. I don't like to charge people for nothing, a course, whatever it is. It's called 1223. That's the store I like to source from. That's like one of my main stores I source from. It's a lot of fashion clothes. It comes from Linda's Closet, who, if you can Google Linda's Closet, her warehouse is as big as a supersized Walmart. No joke. It's a whole block long. And what she does is she gets everything consignment, all these fashion clothes, right? And then she does them for 30 days, regular, how they want to price them. And if they don't sell in 30 days, 99-cent auctions. And what's great about there is 99-cent auctions to start. There's a lot of people that compete, but you can get so much stuff for cheap. There's things I've flipped on there from $5.99 a duffel coat, and flipped that for, I think it was $175. I've gotten Laura Piana dress coat, brand new at tags, cashmere. Sold that. I bought it for $25. Sold it for, I think, $250. So there's things out there to look for that doesn't have to. You don't. So say you're somebody and you're like, oh, you know what? I don't have the inventory around here. I can't find places around here. Your best tool right here is what we're on right now, our laptop, our phone, and then there's tools out there to show you. And then once you get used to this, you can flip it like you're flipping burgers. No joke, in and out. And what's great about 1223, the first clothing item that shipped is $8.95, but I like to do multiple items I buy for because it's $150. Doesn't matter how heavy the item. It says additional item that you purchase from them. $8.95 for the first shipped item. $150, I believe, for every single additional item that you get. Does not matter with the weight. So, I mean, that is my best information I could give about tools. I could say the same thing you guys say, the eBay stuff. I use that in person, but when it comes to online, I will snipe all day long. I will snipe stuff from Mercari to flip on eBay, and then vice versa. And I'll flip on eBay to flip back on eBay. And that's going to be one of my videos coming out here in the future, showing you literally how to flip. And if you want to see the video I'm talking about, go to Texas Treasures episode yesterday. I think maybe it's like a hour long in. And I literally go in through you and I show in a matter of 5 minutes how I do my sniping. And it's funny because Clay, who's actually on that show, I got done. I was gonna bid on a Lululemon, but I didn't want to because I didn't have enough time to research. So what he did is, as soon as I got off, I was done share screen it. He goes, oh, he starts laughing. I go, what's funny? He goes, I just bought that Lululemon you were talking about. So he literally bought something I was looking at that had matter of like, I think 2 minutes to buy it. Right. So that's my secret right there is 1223 to source on clothing. And then also use the My iBidder for sniping.
Were they leggings?
No, they weren't leggings. It was like a tank top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he got it for like $3.99 plus $8.95 shipping. But that's when I said, dude, like now you got to buy more stuff from there because you got to take advantage of that shipping.
That was great.
Yep.
So Glass City Pickers, do y'all have any special apps?
The eBay, Amazon app.
Brickseek,
yeah. Keeper. Them few out there. But mainly when we out in them stores and sourcing and out in the Goodwills and all that stuff. And when we on the road, man, we using our phones. That's what our main thing is. We using our phones. And then when we get back somewhere settled, then we get on that computer and get to running numbers and running things and stuff. But if we get a good pop, why we run with that from the phone and we put it on in the buggy or put it in the bag and we go and get it and we come on home or wherever we're going. Where else?
We will use the Walmart
the website. Website app. We'll use that. But like I said, our phone is our main thing. Like Buffalo Picker always told us, scan. Don't care what it is, scan it. I'm scanning stuff in my house. And like
I go to the grocery store with my son and I'm scanning. Do you know how mad he gets?
Yeah, I'm scanning.
I've done that.
Like when I had your little man we was talking the other night. I'm scanning shoes. I'm just scanning because I'm looking at it like that. I can sell these shoes for what I paid for them, and I can make me $50 more, and I can go right back to the same spot and get some more of them. So I don't mind doing that. Yeah, that's a slow grind, but the process will build the brand and build the hustle. So if I can find all them shoes that you found, because I am that type of shoe guy, I'm definitely going to do whatever I got to do to move these things, but I'm also try to make me some money off of it. So we just try to scan any and everything, man. Everywhere we go, we try to get it in. I'm talking about state to state. I'm trying to make that cake. I want to be like you, boy. Hey, I'm too proud to ask you boys anything. I'm not gonna sit here and say I would not follow you boys, because we are, and I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm a young shark in this game. I'm trying to be big whales like y'all, because I know we got that drive and that hustle. I know the ambition is there. So me and my team, man, we willing and ready to do whatever it takes to get that money and get to that next step and that next level. So it's fun doing this just hustle. And if anybody don't believe us, it's real out here. It's not nothing fake out here on this panel right now. Everything everybody is telling y'all, we didn't got it and we didn't put it to work. So I know it's not nothing fake. We're just trying to get better at it every day.
One thing I can say is me doing these for so long. I've been on the YouTube game for probably about, I want to say 7, 8 years, a long time I've been doing this YouTube gang. This is exactly what this community foundation was built on. Everybody has that hustle and drive. It's like in that part of our brain where it just kicks in, and it really comes out when we go on these hangouts, and you really get to see how excited we get and how much we connect. Now, have a regular normal conversation with a person that doesn't do this stuff. They don't care. Right. I mean, they get annoyed with us talking about, oh my God, I just sold this, I paid this. Yeah. But then when you start showing, well, this is my numbers, they're like, well, wait a second. Can you show me? Now, a lot of them, don't get me wrong, 95% of the people I've met come and go. They stop doing this. They give up. They quit. They don't understand. It's not a fast nickel. It's a slow dime, man. It's like the tortoise and the hare, man. This is a slow race. You just keep building, just keep putting them items up, keep building, because you're going to keep consistently selling every day, and then you'll sell more every day. Before you know it, it takes over. Like me, I'm trying to quit my $65,000 a year job by the end of the year. That's my goal. And I'm on I'm actually on a faster pace than I thought I would be. And so for me, I've set myself up good. And I've talked to Ronnie Hart from Hart's Pickers about this. And I said, man, why is it when I left 4 years ago, I was only averaging $37 a sale, and that was at my highest point. But yet I can come back, and at that time I was averaging I think it was $55 a sale. And he's like, because you left, you came back, you already had that knowledge, right? He's like, now you put that knowledge to use. You got rid of that old inventory, threw it out. Now you're more picky. Now you know what you want to make at. Now you know, and it's only going to go up from there. So for me, it's sport jackets and blazers. Those are my bread and butter. Like 60% of my sales are from sport jackets and blazers. And those are average. I'll pick up, and that's what I was telling people yesterday. I'll pick one up for $1, anywhere from $1 to $10 max, a sport jacket or suit, depending on what it is. My average, $1 to $10, right? But I also have the mindset, I know exactly I'm already where I'm going to price it. Lower end, $40, nothing less than $40. My higher end, well over $100. So look at that profit margin. That's where most of my income comes from. But that's a niche that I know. Now I'm trying to learn multiple niches. I'm done with the vintage items. I already know that niche. Now I'm on to a next niche. Now I'm working on electronics. And what that is your brain's like a calculator. Your brain is like an encyclopedia. So if you feel like you're getting overload, write this crap down. Write it all down. Yeah. Hey, this is what I've learned. The best thing I've learned, I sucked at school. I'll tell you right now. I sucked at school, but my mind goes, my brain's like an engineer. Because I work in insurance, so I work with a lot of these engineers from Cape Canaveral at the Space Center. So for me, in the last few years, I've noticed how my brain works, and it's exactly like them. But I got ADD, so it's like that on steroids. So for me, I like to learn the ins and outs of everything. And how do I do it? I sit back on YouTube. I watch people. I watch everybody's videos, and they know it because I'm in everybody's chats. And then I also take it in and I write. I write this stuff down. I write everything down. I read it and I reread it and reread it, because the first time you read something, you hear something, you're only going to comprehend, I think it's 45%. And the second time you do it again, it's going to be 60. You do it over and over again until your brain understands. It becomes second nature. And if you don't think that it's true, I guarantee you all of these people, that's how they learned. They wrote shit down, they got everything going, and then they figured it out by asking questions. Never stop asking questions. And like you said earlier, Devil Dog, don't ever think that you know everything, because you will never learn a subject ever fully in and out. And if you do, exactly like you said, you're going to stop making money.
Well,
right.
So go ahead.
Okay, so the tools that I like is and that's definitely good information, Kel. The tool that I like is because I'm heavy on Amazon, I use Inventory Lab to do my processing for Amazon. And with Inventory Lab, they give you an app called Scoutify 2. And I use this app because to me, it's a little better for its research data when you're in the stores compared to the Amazon app that they give you. When you scan an item with the Amazon app, it's basically going to give you the rank, basically what it sells for, as an FBA, what it sells if you want to do merchant fulfill. But with the Scoutify app, you can actually go in depth with the research. You got on the back channel of the Scoutify app, you have what they call the Kiefer app and the Camel. Those two apps right there is going to tell you how often and how many of those items are selling within, a time period. So when you buy that item, even though it may be a good rank, it may have a good return on investment, and you like, man, this good. The rank is, 150,000. But what you're not looking at is how many times does it sell within that 30 days. Right. But with those two apps, you can basically do your data research right there in the store before you so you can make an informed decision before you make that purchase. So I love that app. It actually come with Inventory Lab. I love Inventory app because it's so simple to, doing your shipment, preparing your shipment to send to Amazon compared to doing your shipment on Amazon. Amazon is just 2 minute steps. With the Inventory Lab, you got a scanner. You scan those items in, and you got a Dymo printer. It'll print out all your labels. If you got 50 items, it's gonna print out 50 labels. You slap those 50 labels on. Inventory Lab gonna tell you which box to put those items in, and then you pretty much put the shipping label on and you're done. But with the Amazon side of it, it's just 2 minute steps. You got to touch that item too many times to prep your items to ship off to Amazon. So I love Inventory Lab. I love Scoutify. I do use the Amazon app. Don't get me wrong, but since I've been using Scoutify more and more, I'm getting away from the Amazon app. And I do like the app that comes with the eBay. I mean, and the new thing that they just added to eBay, if you got an eBay store, they give you that Terapeak. And I like that because you can do a lot of data research on, what items selling on Amazon. Like if you sell shirts, if you're a shirt person, it telling you like which is ranked better, for its sizes. So that kind of stuff I like as well. Kind of give you a snapshot on when you out there in those stores, what you should try to pay attention to when you're buying.
I'm surprised nobody takes advantage. Like people day in, day out in my group, or I see in the chats, they'd never even heard of Terapeak. They'd never took an advantage of it, but they had yet have a store. I'm like, dude, you got to hop on that. Like do your research. They also have trends, like the yearly trends on what sells and what to sell. Right. I mean, that is the stuff me and you, Buffalo Picker, I know you're an analytical guy like me. That's the stuff we study, and that's how you're going to make more money.
Right. It's all about those numbers, man. If you ain't paying attention to the numbers, you're just walking in place. I mean, with this business, you got to pay attention to the trends. You got to pay attention to the data that's those apps are giving you about the product. And if you're making, because you can't, it's going to help you make an informed decision. And then if you're not using those tools, you probably losing, and you don't even know it until it's too late.
And eBay's made it easy for you because they even send you messages now. these are the hot products. Scout these products. You know, I mean, they made it dummy proof now. I mean, they're telling you what to buy for the most part.
I haven't gotten those emails in a while though. To think of it, it's been like 6-8 months since I've got one of those emails.
Really?
I got one. I got one 2 weeks ago, but I just upped my store to like almost the highest level you can go. So maybe the extra money.
I have the anchor, not the anchor. I have the one with 1,000 items. I just picked that one up. I love it.
Yeah, I went up to. Good.
Let me ask you two guys something. Not to cut y'all off, but it just came in my head. Just wanted to ask y'all this before I forgot. Okay, they on eBay, they always talking about promoting. How much do y'all promote y'all stuff on eBay, and how many products do y'all seem to want to put out there a week in promoting on eBay?
Go ahead, Kevin. You can answer first. You want?
For me, I promote everything. I've tried it. I've done the analytical side of not promoting. And I did this one a couple months ago. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm gonna not promote anything right now. So I took the promotions off. I'm gonna give it a week. I'll tell you, after finding out the market inside and looking at the numbers and compared to organic and promoted, because it shows you it on there. 3 days in, I was done. I went right back to promoted because, dude, it is so much better promoted. Even if you do 1%, it is better than 0%. And I promote all of my listings. Okay. And what I do, I just make sure my daily goal is I do 6 a day to keep me up in those search rankings. 6 a day is good for me. 3 or 4 at works, and then 2, 3 at night. And then I always say after that I can go play. Okay.
Because I've been starting to do that with some of our items. I've been starting promoting them and just seeing how they fall through and see what's going to happen for them. And a few items that I did promote, I can honestly say we started getting good hits on them. So I was just wondering, like, man, I asked.
That's your stats right there. That should tell you right away. Okay, let's keep going back to this. Because when you see like a little bump, whether it's with this or YouTube, you keep going back to the same thing. So whatever's working for you, you go to it because that's giving you something right there. And it's not by accident.
And like you said, I don't mind paying if to get it promoted and to sell it in a day sooner or a half a day, whatever, quicker. I don't mind paying $1 for it. You want $1 for that? Take the $1.
Yeah,
because I'm making 50, or you know what I mean.
I had a friend. He was asking me, well, how do they see your products? How do they see their products? I was trying to tell them, eBay and Amazon promote your products. So now you got to do, I showed them on the eBay. I showed them what I did. I said, this is what I do. I go on eBay and I get the hidden little things, little stuff I wanted that didn't say stuff I didn't have for a while. And I'm tired of seeing it on my store. I go ahead and hit promote. And like I say, about 3 things this week sold just for me doing that a couple of days ago. So
you should be putting everything on there.
Yeah.
Well, I have to have a balance on it because some of the things I do want to maximize my money off of them because I know what I didn't pay for some of the stuff. So I try to go like you said, 3 days in the morning, 3 items in the evening. So I try to be very, cautious, but I also just try it anyway, just to push it out there because I don't want to keep seeing the products and any products that come back from Amazon. That's definitely what I do. I'm like, it had been already promoted on Amazon. So when they bring it back home, if it's no damage or, stuff like that, I'm putting it right back on eBay with promotions behind it. I just want to see the big fit whales. I know what Buffalo Picker thought. And I just said, well, he thought the same thing, what I was feeling. And I feel like if these 2 dudes feel the same thing, 3 of y'all ain't going to be lying to me. So I feel my gut went lying to me. So I just wanted to just ask y'all about that.
No, of course.
So I promote everything. I also take advantage of the markdown manager, and that might not apply in the basic store, but once you get up to the next level, you can actually do a markdown manager and run sales. And a lot of times just running a sale on a dead stock item or dead product you may have sitting there will generate it because you might get a new view on that product. Said, oh, this person's got it on sale. So let me, bam, hit, right? So that's another tool to take advantage. We have I don't know, 5,000-6,000 items on eBay or something between 2 accounts, I think. And one of them just a basic account, it's my wife's account. So anything So the way I look at it is there's certain things that I might not want to sell on my main account that I'll sell on my wife's account for whatever reason. And I've heard a lot of people say, I'm not going to put this $10 item because I'm not going to generate the same looks as this $10,000 coin I'm trying to sell on there. Okay. Especially some of your. So I've got some friends, a friend of mine that owns a pawn shop, but it's like a cash for gold or something like that. So he buys all kinds of stuff. So he's got two accounts. He puts tennis shoes, that kind of stuff, and he's got one he just says jewelry and coins on, because it's two different people he's trying to get the look. So that guy that's going to spend $10,000 on items probably don't want to look at a bunch of other smaller end items and stuff. So he created two stores. So we somewhat do that, but I violate the policy all the time. I'm like, just put on the main account and go with it. But we promote everything. I use Markdown Manager. I mean, when I get tired of looking, if it gives me a thing and said it's been on your site for 12 months, I'm 50% off. If it gives me a 16% or 16 months, I'm 75% off. And at that point, I'm probably just gonna, as long as it don't cost you to renew it, and that's where the stores come into play. So your listings are automatically renewing every month. So and this is where we got hung up, is I didn't pay attention to that number enough, and I was getting, man, my eBay fees will blow your mind. I mean, just the charges they charge me. I mean, I think they're going on vacation with my money alone. But so I upgraded to the next level store, which is like $400 or $399 or something like that, because I was paying the difference in renewing listings every month. And by upgrading to that next level, it gives me access to, instead of 1,000 listings a month, it gives me access to 10,000 listings a month. And I think so. The most expensive store, I think, is like 100,000 a month. So on that level, you're in a totally different level to me. I mean, you're Bill Gates level on that level. But by just going up to that, they run a promotion 2 months at your same store rates and then go. But when I got looking at the numbers about 4 or 5 months ago, I was like, I can't believe I've been wasting like $500-600 a month on renewals from old listings and that kind of stuff. A long time ago, and saved myself all this money. Just staying on top of that, Markdown Manager, promotions, I take advantage of both of them. 100% promote everything. The offer thing's great with eBay. Send an offer. If you got 17 watchers and you send an offer, now you're probably going to get a bite from somebody, Right. So take advantage of every tool they give you, especially if it's free.
Right. Okay, so this portion of the show, we basically, I mean, y'all pretty much did a question and answer on your own with all that plethora of information. So at this point, what we're gonna actually do is a show and tell, and then we are basically open it up to anybody in the chat that have any additional questions, and then we're just gonna close it out. So Glass City Pickers, do y'all have anything to show and tell?
We do. We got a few things we just got yesterday, and now it's a story to this.
It's a bittersweet.
I'll grab mine. I'll be right back.
All right. And a sweet story, all in the same buff.
So there's a furniture store that our son works at. He's the manager there, and unfortunately, he went into work yesterday, and they said, "Hey, we filed Chapter 7, so now we're closing, and guess what? You don't have a job anymore." So child stressed. But mom and dad made out on some good deals.
Right. Hey, win. Hey.
So, okay. It's a really nice kind of high-end furniture store. And they sell a little bit of everything. So anyways, and let me just tell you that I pissed the son off by going up to the counter and saying, "Are these even cheaper?"
She was the worst customer he had that day.
Okay.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And now remember, people coming back wanting their money because they're not getting
nothing.
They
and then here comes mom wanting a better deal. So these they're crib sets for kids. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one's marked $139. It was 50% off. But cheap Tanya here, she's gone up to the counter to see if they're even less. So got them for 90% off. We paid $14 for this set. They're going for $92 or $95 on Amazon. And back to I believe it was Devil Dog. I believe you said something about the price difference. I did comp them on eBay. They're going 92 and up. 92, big time, and 90, great rankings on Amazon. eBay, $32. So there's the difference right there. We got a different set too, another good ranking. This one.
That one
was more. This one was $160. Who would pay $160 for a crib set? Not me. But anyways, we got it for $14, and
it's going for $150 or better.
Yeah.
On Amazon. So we bought all they had of them. We went and then they had these high-end comforters.
They were $80. Got them for $7.99.
Wow.
So I tell you, the end of the story.
$7.99. I can't beat that. Come on.
So with all the comforters and the kids stuff we had coming up out of Art Van
for $800.
Plus, we bought an accent chair for our bedroom. But coming up out of there,
Mommy had to get something.
So me personally, I hit me a old lump. I go up on a wheelie. I'm in a wheelchair.
Oh God!
I go on a wheelie now. She got every bag. She got every bag you can ask for in her hand.
My hand.
Yeah.
My purse. My phone.
Everything.
Guess what, Mr.
I hit a wheelie trying to come off the curve. I went head first, right? So as I go head first, nobody got no sympathy for me. Everybody, she looking at me like putting the bags in the car as I'm going down. So she put the bags, she pushed the bags over in the car. She can make a long story short. She came and snatched me up like a mama cub would snatch up her baby.
But neck.
Snatched me up like that, and he sent me a picture. So just put on your phone. He sent me a picture.
No.
My friend, he said, hold on, I gotta this is what I'm dealing with. No sympathy. They did ask, are you hurt or not? Are you okay? And after they found out I was okay, he said,
I didn't ask.
No, she didn't.
Get your ass in that chair now.
That's what she told. So this is what Buffalo Picker sent me. He said that was me as my mama didn't pick me up in her mouth. But the moral of that story is we didn't care about nothing. We was trying to get that deal.
But we did get some really good deals
and
there.
We got a whole lot of great
$7.99 for those comforters and $14 for the other ones. Like I said, they're selling for $92 and up on Amazon.
Yes.
The other comforters, like the adult comforters,
they were $130 on Amazon. Okay. But they was restricted. So
and they're going for more. Those will go on
eBay. They were going for more on eBay. So,
but the price difference on, like you said, Devil Dog, these are going from 92 and up to in the hundreds on Amazon and only 32 on eBay. So you know where they're going.
They're going to Amazon. So every one of them we got, like I said, we had 15 bags and plus a chair we had to go get, and plus had to pick me up and put me back in the chair. But I told her, I said, that's our next video. We'll fall out the chair to go get these products. I don't care. Because like I tell people all the time, man, I don't care what it is, rain, sleet, or snow. I love this hustle. I love what it stands for. Small business owners, being your own boss, making it do what you want it to do. And if you really want it, I really feel that listening to y'all cats, comeback kids, been there, done that, new whale on the planet, I look at y'all as more inspiration every day. And when I got my big brother on my team, I know we gonna be okay. Just follow the blueprint. And all these listeners out here, check these guys out because they know what they're talking about. Check them out. I follow them. I believe in them. And more, I like to say thank y'all from the Glass City Pickers.
Dude, no, thank you guys for watching.
I can say this right here. And I'm normally not impressed real quick by people. I'm kind of I'm a skeptic. But when I listen to, people that talk the game based off of what I know about the game, I know without a doubt this guy right here, Kevin, know what he's talking about. Now, this is my first time meeting Devil Dog, but I like a lot of information that he's putting out as well. But I know without a doubt because with Kevin, after him and I met on my show last week, I came into a show just to see what he's talking about. And when I started listening within 5 minutes of this guy talking, I was like, man, this guy right here knows the resale game. And I'm going to gravitate to him.
Right.
And then not just basically him talking the game, it's like the doors that he's opening to other people in the game to come to me and me coming to them. So like he's saying, that network, you're building that network, and I mean, it can't be nothing but positivity off of that.
That's what
in my main game's eBay, right? In my second main game, it's always been YouTube, like reselling and helping people. That's the reason why I came back. You know, I had a hard time coming back to people only getting 200 views. My first video, I was really bummed because I was used to getting 40, 50,000 viewers, but I didn't realize what it was is I had a dead channel. It was like a heartbeat. It was dead. It was flatline. So what I did, I just grassroots, started watching everybody's videos because I enjoy people. I didn't know there was so many people out here because what it is YouTube promotes all the big guys, the Cincinnati Pickers, the Craigslist Hunters. They promote them over us. But it's us, the smaller people that actually have that knowledge, that we're actually literally giving out those knowledge. I was listening to somebody yesterday on one of their videos, and he came out, well, I do full-time YouTube, and I only do part-time. I'm not really a reseller. And I'm like, there's people watching you? Are you kidding me? And I've been watching you, and I felt duped. I'm like, dude, like, you don't just go out and tell people, well, I'm a full-time. We get in this game. We do this for the love of it. We don't do it to make money off of it. And when you start putting out these courses, and I have no problem with people paying for courses and stuff until you have that knowledge. And so when you say something like that to me, right, I say to myself, like, you didn't have that knowledge, man. And you're literally charged somebody for a program. To me, that's false advertising. Yeah. How we grew this community, me, the Gilman, Steve Rake, and Bonafide, all of us, how we grew this game was bringing up people onto videos and hanging out with them and having a good time, learning from everybody, and guided in the right way. And number one, we always said free information, because I don't know how much my information is worth. I don't care. It's like exactly what you said, Glass City Picker. My knowledge is paying it forward. Me making these videos, and that's what my girlfriend, we had a heart-to-heart one day when I was ready to stop doing this again. And she says, Kevin, why do you do this? Seriously, why do you do it? Is it for the views? I said, no. I go, because I want to help people. I miss those messages of people saying, you literally changed my life. I used to get that maybe once every 6 months. You literally changed my life. Right. I was going down a hard spot. I had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. Then I watched your video. Right. And now YouTube's not really throwing those type of people like us up there where you could actually really change somebody's life. They're throwing people up there that is giving you a dream that's not true on being a YouTuber. 99% of the stuff I heard yesterday from this one YouTuber, no one's ever going to attain over 100,000 subscribers. They're either going to quit, give up, just like eBay. Quit, give up, and be done with it. And give up. And that is false advertising. That is not good. I want people in this game to learn from each other. And it's sad that YouTube only promotes the people that are big. If you notice, they're everywhere. But the people you should be listening to, I like the Rally Roots. I look at them coming back here. I look at them as like, okay, I have the same mold as them. I live in the same state. I want to attain to be like them. They're not trying to sell a product. They're trying to show you, listen, this is what we do. This is how you could do it. That's exactly how this community was built upon. Not people coming in here that want to get the YouTube subscribers because they know it's a niche that may be blowing up. That is the wrong way to do it. And if anybody listened to that video yesterday, I'm sure people in the chat know I'm talking about, that's the wrong way to do it. How I want to do it is show people the analytics. This is how you should be doing it. If you want to grow your channel, YouTube, it's all free information. You can watch it. I'm going to be making a series on it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But if I can help you, we'll do one thing, do something different once that can maybe help you blow up a little bit to help more people, not to make a living off of this. Our living is reselling, right? Yes. Everybody here wants to resell. Yes. We don't want to do we want to do YouTube to help, not to charge people Patreon or Patron, whatever it's called. I don't care about that stuff. I care about the little people that want to watch these movies, that want to come here, the new people that say, wow, you literally gave me. I had somebody comment yesterday say, in the half hour that you spoke on Texas Treasures, I learned more in a half hour than I did that whole video that person put out. And I said, I'm not dumb. There was no content in it. The content was you going to their Amazon links and buying stuff from them. And that is wrong. And it should not be allowed in this community. I'm sorry. I had to go on a little rant because it hurts us. It really hurts everybody that is busting their butt to do this, to be a little bit bigger, to help everybody. And that's when I told you the other day, Buffalo Picker, when we're in the hangout after, and I was so passionate about it, I said, I want to get everybody together. I want to get the small people together with the big people on the same channel. That's why I came back with the Reseller Reunion. Have some old OG YouTubers on there, resellers, mix it up with some newer, and we all can learn. You saw Alex, how awesome he was that day. He's like, this is an awesome idea. Because I'm built upon new ideas, not taking ideas and copy them and copy them and copying them. We are innovators and entrepreneurs for a reason. We are not copiers in this industry. We're never going to go anywhere copying people. Our content is in our videos, and we give out good content. And I guarantee you, Double Dog here does too. Just by watching a couple of his videos I watched earlier, he's giving out knowledge.
Yeah.
The 90% of those big YouTubers that will never attain, maybe 10% are giving out knowledge. 90% is not knowledge. It's just the video you're watching and you're clicking. And yes, I get it. I love watching those videos from people like that. But I know I'm not going to make money off it. You put my profit margin, you put Double Dog profit margin, you put Buffalo Picker and Glass Picker's profit margin against any one of those dudes that are showing you to buy this stuff. And I guarantee you our profit margin is absolutely double or triple their profit margin. They're giving you wrong information. They're telling you buy the wrong stuff. And how do you guys break it down? Do you guys break it down by how I get paid per hour? How many items I list per hour? What I source per hour? Exactly. I do it by what I make per item. And if I'm making $10 an item, no offense to you guys or whoever does that, and you're wasting all this time listing, sourcing, picturing, you're not making money. You're losing money. You want to be in the $20 or not mark, $20 or not profit mark, ROI. And for me, and I'm sure Double Dog and all over here, it's probably higher than the 30s because we've been doing it long enough. We have that knowledge and we do not give up. We do this every single day. Like you said earlier, Double Dog, you wake up at 2, 3 a.m. sometimes and you can't go back to sleep. I have the same thing as you. If you're true hustlers, true resellers, true entrepreneurs, you don't sleep. You never sleep. That's why everyone always says on here, I guarantee you, if everybody knows my hustle, they'll say this kid does not sleep. He works during the day. He sells on eBay at night, and he goes on these hangers for hours on ends. And I don't care about my sleep because what I'm doing is trying to help people. And that's exactly what this community was built upon, not stealing.
I can tell you this, if you're, and I said this, so I'm new to YouTube, this whole YouTube thing, I've watched YouTube for forever. I have my favorites. If you are in this business and you come to YouTube for the first time and you've been in this business established for a while, I can probably name numerous people that put on these. And I'll tell you, I started in storage units. That was my bread and butter. It probably still is my bread and butter. I mean, that's what keeps the light on. But I can watch some of these storage unit guys and what they talk about it. And you can ask Hayden. If you guys talk to Hayden, saw Hayden, met with him, I said, Hayden, this dude had no idea what he's talking about. I can't believe people are actually, this guy's got this many subscribers and people are actually believing some of the stuff coming out of his mouth right now. I said, they obviously, the people that are watching and liking, obviously are trying to get the experience, but they're listening to some of this stuff they're saying. And these are big YouTube guys that are getting paid. I'm talking 100,000 plus subscribers. And I'm not trying to put down anybody for trying to do their own thing. It is what it is. But being new to YouTube, being a reseller, a buyer, whatever you want to call it, for a significant amount of time, there's one guy in particular, and I'm not saying names because I'm not here to bash another YouTube channel.
Right.
But I look at this guy putting videos out every single day, and it drives me insane. It's like I watch some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, and I'm like, I can't believe people actually are paying attention to what he's got to say. And it drives me. I'll be sitting in office, and I'll be on YouTube or somewhere, and his new video premiere will come out at a set time, and I'll look at it, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about right now? I was like, people think this is real. And so I've told Hayden, I said, look, if you want to do a YouTube thing, that's fine. I said, we're a business first. That's what pay the bills. We'll share the information. I'm not scared of competition. Believe me.
Oh, hell no.
The more competition, the better your business is going to be. The harder you're going to work. The more you're going to strive. Yeah, if you got competition, and I'll relate this back to baseball because I coach a lot of baseball. And at the age of 13 to 14, this is what I tell my 13 to 14-year-olds. I said, you know where you stack on that scale in baseball. You know who stacks ahead of you, and you know who stacks below you. Your goal is not to let that kid below you catch up to you or pass you. Your goal is to catch the kid ahead of you and pass him. I said, because if you're just spinning your wheel standing still, you're going to be here, and this other person's going to gradually go this. You're going to blink, and you're going to be so far behind you can't catch up at that point. So it's the same in this business. You know, we're a business first. If people can learn anything, by all means, I'll give you the information. Hey, if you want to come to my town, set up be my next door neighbor and compete against me, bring it on. But you're just going to try me to be better. I mean, I got a Marine attitude. I'm an expert in everything, whether I am or not. I got the Marine Corps attitude. I'm an expert in everything. And if you beat me, I love when people say, hey, it goes back to the Marine Corps. I went to corporal's course one time, and they said they were taking bets that I was going to fail out of this course. Guess what I did? I went to the course, finished first, and I was the last person they thought I was going to finish first. I said, you know what? My whole goal is to prove you dead wrong. Dead wrong. So don't be scared of competition. But at the same time, on YouTube, some of these bigger guys,
they hate it. They're scared. They don't want us.
You put me again. I guarantee you right now in this
business, want it.
There's a guy on YouTube in his business with 100,000 subscribers. He's got sponsors. His flashlight's a sponsor. His underwear might be getting paid by all these ads. You put me against that guy one-on-one situation at any storage unit sale, any whatever. I don't even care. Give us a year-long goal. Whoever comes out ahead, I will beat that guy hands down. And I know that in my heart because I know he doesn't know what he's talking about, but his 130,000 subscribers believe in what he's saying.
Exactly.
And I know in the game that this dude has no idea what he's talking about. He's just winging stuff. And that drives me insane too.
Yep. Fake it till you make it.
Dude, I feel like me and you, Double Dog, dude, we can have some really good conversations privately because I am on the same boat because I've literally lived through the bubble. Like when we first started, there was only a dozen of us that did it. We were honest, hard-going people, and we just want to help people. Now I come back, and it's like, whoa, wait a second. These dudes you're saying Anne Klein's a bolo item? What? Right. Are you kidding me? You're saying these $10 items are like, come on, man. You know your subscribers are buying those things off of you just so you can shout them out. That's the only way you're making money, dude. Like exactly what you said. I would love to do a challenge. I have an open challenge right now to any of those YouTube big people besides Rally Roots because they know their stuff. But they're honest. They're great. And those people aren't looking for sponsors. Right. You know what I'm saying? Those are honest, hardworking people. But you put me against other people, and I guarantee you put my average against their average, and I would blow them to the water. And I tell people, when me and Double Dog right here and everybody else are talking real stuff, it's not a matter of if we blow up. It's a matter of when. And when we do, we're going to be talking so good about all the information that I'm trying to spew to everybody on here and teach them. Because I want to say, out of like maybe say the dozen or so people that are huge, maybe 2 of them doing right. The rest of them are just collecting the money out of you guys from Amazon backlinks to promotions to all that garbage. Is that who you want to learn from and pay them $100 freaking programs? Or do you want to learn from somebody that can give you in a matter of 10 minutes more content that they ever had on their channel? Honestly.
And don't let cockiness get confused with confidence.
Oh, it's confidence.
Kevin's confident. I mean, Buffalo Pigger's confident. I mean, I know I'm confident. I know you guys are confident. I mean, there's a difference between you can tell a person that's confident in what they do and a person that's cocky in what they do. So, I mean, this all boils down to once you start learning this business and start watching other YouTube channels, you'll know who doesn't know what they talk about. Trust me. Once you start learning,
and then on top of that, don't forget they want to keep us down. They're not going to tell you like the secret. Yesterday, somebody had a video, and it kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier about social networking and YouTube. If you notice, there was nothing about analytics like I talked about before. There was nothing about how to reach where you want to be, the viewers. Number one, viewers. Didn't even mention once viewers. It was all about promotions. When you get to this big, it's media kits. Dude, these people are never going to get that big. What are you serious? It's about analytics. It's about SEO. It's about how people are going to get to your videos. And how do you do it? Get on these hangouts. Get on everybody's hangouts. Start watching their videos. Get out there more. Not by this garbage. I guarantee you're not doing your SEO because you're not talking about it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Exactly. I agree with you, Double Dog. And I'm sure we have the same mindset when it comes to this.
No, we love that. That's as Buffalo Picker and we, the Glass City Pickers, on this Friday show, it's called Paying It Forward, Showing None Below. And if you're real and you're not a $9 biller, because we can't spend them nowhere, check out these YouTube channels. Go subscribe to these channels. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is you're going to get it raw and uncut, and you're going to get it from the heart. And that's what I respect out of people like us.
And one more thing. When you look at those videos from yesterday that person put out, You tell me, out of the 170 people that were watching his garbage show on his garbage channel, you tell me, right? You tell me if you saw any big YouTuber on there. They weren't on there. You know why? Because they're not following him, because they're too busy making money, real money. Rally Roots that has no time to watch that stuff because they're out there hustling like we are, making money. Yeah. I do this after work, after I'm done listing my items. I'm a part-time seller, right? But I know what I'm doing because I did this before. I did it full time. I went hard and I'm going hard again. And I'm going to quit my $65,000 a year job at the end of the year. I'm going to do this stuff full time. And we all are going to take this YouTube by storm and take our community back from these false advertising people.
Money, 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 money.
All right. Hey,
right.
Hey, Kel, go ahead if you got anything to do a show and tell on, and then I'll follow you.
So I went to that buyout last week. I have it all on my GoPro. It's probably not going to drop for like 3 weeks. I'm behind like five or six videos because my poor girlfriend, she edits my videos. I just make them. So I went to this estate sale, and there was just this suits and blazers and stuff that I sell for primo money after primo money. And the tags on there said $10, $20. And I was willing to go like $20 a pop, $5 a pop on some of the higher numbers because I knew what I was going to get for them. Again, you know your niche, so you know exactly where they're going to go. I started literally putting the piles on there, and I was saying, I'm like, then the lady took notice, because this is what happens when you show it. When you show you got stuff and you want stuff, they'll come out in droves, and especially the owners, because they want to sell it, especially in the last day. So the lady comes up to me, and I overheard her talking about a buyout, and I knew she was talking about me. So she came over. I never did one before. And she says, hey, and I had my GoPro going and everything. She goes, are you willing to buy us out on all the clothing? I said, listen, I've never done this. I'm new at this, buying out. But I like your stuff. What I can do is I'll buy the products that you don't, that you want to offer me, and I'll give you guys the rest because I don't need it. I have an apartment. I don't have storage from it. And so she left, came back. I was figuring like $5 a pop. I would have been a buyer at. She goes $1 each. I was like, oh crap, 186 pieces of clothing. And I've been telling everybody, I'll make nothing less. And this is on a bottom line of $4,000 off this stuff.
My boy won't get on TV.
So one of the pieces is it's not even my highest. It's not even going to be my highest price item out of this lot. Is this company? It's a definite Bolo brand. I never heard of it until I went there. Again, always be learning something new. Vivian Westwood. All right. So like you guys in the chat, if you guys want to look it up, Vivian Westwood, you'd be like, holy crap. It's a duffel coat, double-breasted. Come on. It's a nice piece, beautiful piece. So I listed this for $750. Okay, one piece out of the 186 pieces that I bought. And then I have another one just like it, but tan. I have for $450. Already had it turned down an offer of $150. Okay, so that's one of my Bolo items. And then the other one is the second estate sale I went to. Is I don't know. I may keep this because to me this is personal. Dude, this is Elf. New it tags from 1986, guys.
That's definitely before your time.
Oh no, I watched this as a young kid, and actually a few years ago I went over and watched the whole series on I think it was Netflix or Hulu. That's how much I loved Elf, man. Elf was an amazing show. The voice actor just passed away, I think 2 years ago. But dude, this was one of my good finds right here. I think out of everything that day, no matter how much I'm going to make on that sale, this to me was personal. So that's what I love about doing this is we can actually pick personal items. This comps at about $80 to $100, but I think for a while I'm going to keep this buddy. I also picked up a vintage ET plush like this big. The only thing that stinks about it, because it comps at about $120, is the neck. I think is broken because he doesn't stick up, but his hands light up and everything. I think I might keep that one too. I've already had somebody in my group offer me money for it. And I'm like, hey, listen, neck's broken, I think. And she's like, that's fine. But those were my items of the week. Thank you guys again for sticking through my stuff.
Hey, that's cool.
Right.
Beautiful. Good
Nice.
job.
Okay. So
Devil Dog, you don't have anything?
No, Devil Dog Warehouse. His warehouse.
Oh, that's right.
Hey,
Actually, I can show you guys some pictures on my phone I totally forgot about of a unit that come in this afternoon.
right.
I'm not going to talk prices, But you remember the conversation about the mother cub, and you showed a picture of a mother cub holding something?
Yeah.
Right.
I do not mean to one up you guys. I swear to God, this is not planned. But if you look at my phone right there, can you guys see that?
Can you put his screen big?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Click on his screen so we see that.
Put my
Oh, is
screen
that
big.
taxidermy?
Yeah. So I
Oh
got.
my God, that's so ridiculous monies.
Hold on. So I don't know how clear that is. Watch this. Can you guys see that?
Oh my God, dude, that is nuts.
Wait, we ain't done. How about a muskox? Hold on, we ain't done.
Dude, you're talking about thousands of dollars right there.
How about a bunch of animal kids?
How much did you get that stuff out? Is that a buyout?
That was a storage unit that I bought today.
Oh my God.
Yes, I bought it. So well, that's not. But anyway, so about a month ago, there was a unit online, and here's a website for you want to get into storage units, want to look online and stuff. Like I said, it's called storagetreasures.com, and there's a bunch.
Look it up right now.
But storagetreasures.com is probably the industry leader when it comes to online storage units. There's plenty of them. You have Locker Fox, you had iBid for storage. I mean, there's Bid 13, you have numerous ones, but storagetreasures.com. You punch your zip code in, you can do a radius search. So what happens? And I probably bought, and they were, so it used to be a website called Storage Battles. Storage Treasures bought out Storage Battles, consolidated with them. Thousands and thousands and thousands of units go on for sale every single day across the U.S. Thousands of units. There was a unit about a month and a half ago, and what you see on storagetreasures.com a lot of times, or any storage unit, you'll see a unit and it'll come up. The tenant has up until the time you show up in the office to make the payment after the win and bid to cure that storage unit. So a lot of times what happens, you'll see a nice unit pop up, and then 2 days before the auction ends, the day before the auction ends, 3 seconds before the auction ends, it'll disappear off of there. And you'll get an email if you bid on it early, and it'll say tenant cured the lien. So basically, by law, the tenant has the right to pay the back due balance until the day you show up to make the payment after you win the bid. So you see a lot of repeat units, a lot of really nice units that come up every 2 or 3 months. They come up. This unit right here was on there at least over a 3-year period, probably 12 times. And I bid on it about a month and a half ago. And the day of the auction, I got busy doing something else. I didn't check my email until I got home that night. And I get an email, you've been outbid. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I missed that. I've been waiting for this thing. I was like, it probably got paid for anyway. So I just wrote it off in my mind. So Storage Treasures, what they do sometimes, when a unit actually sells and the first tenant, that the winning bidder doesn't pick it up, they'll send you what's called a second chance offer. So this unit actually sold for $17,000 a month and a half ago. They contact me yesterday with a second chance offer and say, they call me. They say, yes, Mr. Murphy, did you get our second chance offer on a unit, in CubeSmart? And I'm like, what are you talking about? We sent you an email. I ain't checked my email all day. So I was like, where's it at? And he tell me, and I'm like, okay. So I get on the computer real quick, look at it, and I'm like, holy smokes, I can't believe this unit right here. The guy didn't pay. So they offer me the unit for $3,800. $3,800. The winning bidder was $17,000 on that unit a month and a half ago. He didn't pick it up. The back bidder didn't pick it up. They started calling down the list to where your last bid was, and the first person to pick up the phone was me. And as soon as they said that, I said, I'm taking it. Charge the card. So what they do, a lot of it's cash sales. So they charge you on your credit card the buyer's premium only, no deposit, no nothing. And then when you show up, you got to pay cash for the balance. So they charged me the $380, 10% buyer's premium. I sent my guys up there. And this was like 3:30 yesterday afternoon, 3:45. And as soon as I saw that, and now with taxidermy, I'll say this: check your state laws, because you can get in a lot of trouble with taxidermy. Check your state laws. Make sure you know your laws in and out. I mean, some of taxidermy you can't even cross state lines. Some you're fine with. Some states have really. My state is a very restricted state. So some things I can move. Some things I can't. But for me personally, I used to do a lot of hunting and stuff. I never shot a muskox or cougars or mountain lions or all that stuff. But I don't know where I'm going to put this stuff yet. I've got a big enough warehouse, and I know my wife's not going to let me keep it. But the cool factor was there, and there was some other stuff to sell out. I'll make money from. There's like a Egyptian stand-up tomb CD cases. I found them today on First Dib. Somebody's asking like $1,875 for one of them. There's plenty of stuff to make money. Make my money back, and I got probably a good 60 pieces of taxidermy out of there for next to nothing. And to give you an example, a full body musk ox mount is going to run you $8,000 to $10,000 to get that one mount done. That's a taxidermy price, not counting the whole hunt and how you had to acquire it. But
beautiful.
But with taxidermy, check your state laws. We have to thoroughly go through our state laws and figure out what we're going to do with it, because it might be something that we can't sell. But for the price, there was plenty enough money and other stuff in that unit to pay for it. And I've got a dead zoo in my warehouse right now. My wife would call it a dead zoo. So, and we got a warehouse sale next weekend. So she's like, it better go somewhere before that warehouse sale. So I got a back room. I'm going to shove it in for now. So I'll figure it out.
And you're going to sell it, right?
Well, it depends on your state law. So some animals in my state, some of them I can, some of them I can't. So I have to do a lot of research on that end. So like you can't sell a duck anywhere because it's federally protected bird. No matter what state you're in, it's federally regulated. A lot of states, like I said, check your state laws. A lot of states you can't sell, native species like a white-tailed deer in my state. You can't sell a white-tailed deer in my state. A sika deer you can't sell in my state. But a South African gem ox you might be able to. So just check your state laws, know your state law, especially with taxidermy, because the last thing you want to do is get locked up over something dumb.
Right.
So, that was my show and tell. I totally forgot about that. I think the one up the mama cat story and
no.
My daughter, when she kissed me goodnight a few minutes ago, she goes, "Show him your taxidermy." And I was like, "Holy smokes!" I took pictures of that this afternoon, so it just fit right in with the whole mother cover earlier too. So
I told her she was mad at me because she was like, "You didn't fail and you didn't have." She was upset with me. But like I said, my superwoman came to my rescue and pulled me right on up, and we got on in that big red truck and got on about our business. So I look at it, man. That was a good find right there and a good lick. But like y'all just brought a lot of insight to me tonight. Just listen to you boys and seeing the passion that y'all have, because I hear it on a daily basis from that guy up there in that Steeler hat. Steelers, I hear from him all the time.
Nice.
So and so we connect and we talk so much about this business, and he tried to put me on different levels of what we need to be doing. And like my wife is a full-time nurse for the federal government, so when she come home, I'm online doing and looking up stuff and trying to find deals for us and everything. And then when she get home, we getting out. And on the weekend, we trying to find any and everything, So I just love this. I love this business, man. And I wish I had this business 10, 15 years ago. I know that. If I'd have knew as much as what I know now in this business, or if I'd have knew about it like I know now, man, boy. But I must not been ready for it. So I'm blessed to be in a position to be ready for it now and everything else. And I wanted to ask y'all, have y'all heard anything about Callie Picker? If not,
Callie Picker is one of my OG guys. We came up the same time. I talked to him on a daily basis. Actually, I just talked to him. He was in here earlier.
Yeah,
I just talked to him this morning.
Okay.
I actually came on our show the night that Buffalo Picker came on from the hospital, the day he got operated on.
Yep.
And that's some ballsy stuff.
I just wanted to tell him, keep your head up, stay focused, and you will be back out here real soon, because I'm a double amputee. So I know what the struggle, I know what it's going to be, the pain and everything. But if he keep his faith and his belief and keep on striving and keep having the community behind him, he going to be okay. So Pickers, just wanted to give Callie a shout out and tell him to keep his head up, and I'm praying for him. If you need any kind of conversation about this situation, call me anytime.
Do you have his information? I could always forward your information to him, man. He is one of the nicest. When I had stuff going on back in the day, 4 years ago, when I was burning myself out and I was literally going crazy, he was there the whole time, texting me more than everybody else. Texting me, hey, how you doing? When he was going through stuff, likewise. It's like, that's just me and Callie Picker go back a long time. And that's the one thing when I said, dude, let's get the band back together and do this reseller reunion and let's get this finally done. He was the first one so excited on board. He's like, well, I don't thrift anymore. I said, I don't care. You came up with this at the same time. You're an OG YouTuber like us. We're going to bring you back and we're going to have a good time doing it.
Right.
And he's been amazing. I was so surprised seeing him on a few hours after losing his leg, man. That was awesome to see. He is a champ.
Yeah, I like I said, man, I appreciate that. And I just wanted to let him know that he have some people that, a lot of people don't know what he's going through, but I do. So I know I'm still in this stage where this reselling thing for us is not brand new, but it is. And more I'm trying to be the sponge that I need to be. Benefit to make our business go to the next level. I'm really very intrigued on different ways that we can do that. I'm very intrigued on how y'all boys really make it look like fun. Because me and Buffalo Picker, when we vibing together, my wife included, when we vibing together and it's feel good when we doing it because we're doing it as a unit and we making sure each one of us keep it 100. We just keep it 100 across the board. So I'm happy we have this show every Friday. And also we have a show on Tuesday nights. And we also have another show on Sunday that we do to, I guess, to bring this community to this platform. And I guess, like Kevin said, get all them fake ones up out the way and let the real people eat and play. So exactly. I'm glad that, because I love how you got some of them characters you be doing on your show, man. I be like, this is a wild guy right here. I like this guy. He got some real costumes he'll put on. He don't mind playing to the camera, and I like that. And Kev, what I done seen with you, you very charismatic, you very caring and passionate about what you doing and how you feeling about this. And when Buffalo Picker said what he said about you, and I just said, well, I'm going to go look and see what's he all about. And when I sat back and then watched the show the other night when all y'all was up there, I'm talking about, I watched it and then I was not feeling well, so I had to go tap out. But I got up in that morning.
I had to get up at 0500.
Yeah, I got up that morning and I got back on it. And when I watched it the whole time, I said, man, these boys vibing real good. Gil and them, Fat Man.
Oh my God, they're awesome.
I really got something from all y'all. And I was like, okay, I can deal with them type of people because I see those type of people are the same type of people we are. We want to give the information the best to our knowledge, the best to our ability, but we also want to show you we're not faking when we do this.
Nope, it's all about content.
We're not just about YouTube. That's what I want. That's all I got to say about that.
And I'll add this to it. So I would say treat people your family, no matter if you have never done a deal with them, if you're meeting them for the first time, like we're all meeting for the first time, you guys probably see my ugly mug on my videos. But you can ask my employees, and they might not make the most money in the world. I'm telling you, I try to treat them as fair as I can be. But if you ask every single one of them, what do you enjoy working for me? I guarantee they would say it's because it's a family atmosphere. I don't micromanage you. Right. If you don't know the job, I'll teach you the job. You have responsibilities. Treat you like family. And my wife gets on me all the time. Man, you spend a fortune buying everybody lunch. Because if you're with me, we're rolling to the barbecue place. We're rolling to the wherever. I mean, treat your employees. And that's the biggest thing for me in this business. I said, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I worked for 2 separate companies. One, I had 147 properties I was managing. Never saw the owner. He only called when he wanted his money sent to him at a certain address. The real estate market crashed, lost that business. So, and then I went and I worked for a winery. Believe it or not, I was in the wine business. I installed 14 acres of grapes. I did the general contract work for the winery. I got them established. And after 4 years, they brought me in and said, hey, we want to keep you, but we don't want to pay you the same. So if you'll take this, we'll keep you. And for me, I was like, that's what forced me into this whole resale business full time, because I'm like, man, the world don't work like that. So I took what I didn't like to be treated like and what I did like to be treated like. And this dates back to the Marine Corps days with me. And I put all these into my business model and how I treated people, even before I had employees. My first employee, everything. My first employee I had, the man's 93 years old right now. That man still stops by the shop once a week, goes around, hangs out, that kind of stuff. The people that I buy estates from, the difference between me getting it versus someone else getting it is because I'll sit there and talk to them for 3 hours if they want to talk 3 hours. And maybe I got the gift of gab. I don't know. My wife says but when you treat people like family, people want to work with you. People want to be around you. I mean, in a certain aspect, you have to treat it like a business. But at the same time, if you show general concern for someone's needs or what they're trying to accomplish and that kind of stuff, it's more about than just making a deal. I mean, you start a relationship, and a perfect example is that Connecticut estate I was talking about in an earlier show. I did a deal for the boyfriend 4 years ago. He passed away 2 years ago, and she called me up after a 4-year time period and says, "Man, we had such a great experience with you. Are you interested in doing this?" I mean, out of the blue, and I ain't talked to this lady in 2 years. So treat people like family. I mean, and it'll get you a long ways in this business. I mean, I treat everybody like family. You know, don't stab me in the back, and we're good. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd rather don't steal from me. I'd rather give it to you. If you need it, just let me know. I'll give it to you. But you know, that's another thing. I mean, that's one of the founding principles of my business, man. Is just treat people like family. Treat them how you expect to be treated.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think what's great about what we do here is we love stories. It sounds like, you know, it's always it comes down to we all have a lot of stories to tell, where we came from, and everybody is different. We're just not engineers. We became engineers, whatever. And we are people that probably started from the bottom, knew what it was like to struggle, dug ourselves up on and off my whole life. And I mean, I used to sleep on park benches when I was like 23, 24 years old. No joke. But I always knew I can do whatever anybody else can do. If you can do that, you give me time and a leg, I can do it. Seriously, like it is exactly what you're saying, exactly how this community used to be, and it still is like that. And that's why it really brought me back. It took me a while to do it because I was trying to get my eBay inventory back, because I wasn't going to go back and say, oh, yada, yada, yada. And then you can see, and I only have like 200 items and I only sold like 1,000 in a month. No, I wanted to come back at the right time where I could say, look, this is where I'm going. I'm coming to become a full-time seller. Every month I've been jumping up 30%. Last month I made $5,200. This is how I did it, honestly. And you notice how a lot of those big guys, they don't show you how much they're exactly making. They only show you what they show you on the camera, their daily sales or whatever. They don't. Me on my videos, on my daily sales video, I actually show you my store name. Everything is public, Thriftoholic. You can look it up. I don't care. And I break it down by weekly, because I love numbers. Weekly numbers, how much I made, monthly, how much I'm making. And then also, if I made a good weekend, I mean, any weekend, I show the weekend too, always. So you're seeing multiple angles of what I'm selling and how much I sold it for. So there's nothing hiding in there where you can go back and say, you know, whatever, like, oh, he's BSing in you, you know, because I'm showing you real stuff. I don't need to fake it.
Right.
I don't need to be one to fake it till you make it. I don't have time to waste to be faking it and doing research like that on how this angle I can kind of cut people out from seeing the real thing. Right. Not like that. I have no problem. And if you go on my Instagram, Thrifting Lounge, I even show you my monthly breakdown on there too. Right. I show you everything.
I think for me, that's how I think I grasp Land Shark Picker attention.
Yep.
Was that on that show when he came in, you know, I basically spoke about being transparent, that, you know, the information that we had to offer, you know, we're not trying to put it in an ebook and sell it to anyone. We're just trying to tell people, is this what you want to do? You know, this is what we do to do it. So, you know, I think that was one of the, you know, things that really grabbed his attention, because we kind of talked offline a little bit about what you're talking about for is putting the old people that was in the game with the new faces in the game. And I mean, that guy right there, I mean, I don't hear his name a lot, but I mean, he's a genuine guy as well. And I wanted to give him a shout out on this show just as well. He gave me a shout out. Let me go ahead and do my show and tell, and then we're going to move on so that we can go ahead and close out this show. So just like Devil Dog, like you said, you know, when you with this business right here, one of your major tools is networking. And that's what I try to do. I made a video about the fact that you can never have enough suppliers. And for me, it's like, you know, if you're doing retail arbitrage, you're not going to win at every store that you go into. So I meet a lot of people that, you know, they don't want to sell on eBay, Amazon, or any of the platforms, but they do want to resell. So these people, you know, they have something I want to buy, and I have, you know, the money to pay for it. So I have several people that, you know, don't sell on any platforms, but they have a lot of goods that they want to sell. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, as long as they legit and it ain't nothing, you know, on the low scale or sketchy, I'll do business with them. So I'm just going to show you some of the stuff from one of my my good connections that I bought. And the thing is, the backstory on this stuff is most of the items that I purchased from him this week, matter of fact, they are items that you would normally sell during Halloween time frame, so I'm gonna give you some of the comps on it, but this stuff, when I went to Kiefer to check, what it's selling for during the month of August, September, and October, I mean, it is extremely high compared to what it's selling for right now. So that was like we were saying, doing the data, go in and check the data. So, I went in to Kiefer and checked it out on every item. And most of the stuff that I'm going to name right now was anywhere between $75 and $150. But the total price I paid for this stuff was at $200. But I'm not going to go over everything because there's a lot of Funko Pops as well. But I'm going to go over a few. So the Glass City Pickers, y'all seen this item right here before. Let me open up the screen a little bit. Y'all seen this Funko Pop before.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is General Grievous.
Yep.
Now, this is the second one that I have gotten from him. This item right now on Amazon, this item is going for $160.
Whoa.
If you see this Funko Pop out there, this is a hot Funko Pop. It's a Walgreens exclusive.
And are you able to find these ones? You know how GameStop sells these things? I think they sell some of the used ones, don't they?
Yeah, they do sell the used one, but you won't find this one used.
No. Okay.
Okay, so this is another item, and I have several of these from him. This is Predator, the Golden Angel edition. Just open it up for you. All this stuff is new. Never been opened. I have another Predator, the Ultimate Edition. And these, that first Predator right now is going for $41.99 on Amazon. And during the October months, it sold for $179 in 2019. This item right here sold in 2019. Which one is the Ultimate? Predator, the Ultimate. This one in 2019 sold for $65. And that was during the Halloween time. This item right here, Spun, the Rebirth. If y'all can see this item.
Back it up a little bit.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yep. Right
All
there.
right. This item right here, right now on Amazon, is selling for $89.99. And during Halloween time frame, this item sold for $165. Okay, Halloween, the Michael Myers Ultimate.
You got the big one.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah, there you go, right there.
All right, so this one right here, right now it's selling for $36 at Halloween. It was $99 for like almost a week. It was selling for study at $99.
We got the big one like that. Remember?
Right. It's Friday the 13th. Destroy Jason If You Can edition. Right now, this one is selling on. They make a little noise when you open it up. But this one is selling for $56 on Amazon right now during the because this is a new one. During the October months of 2019, this one was selling for $115. So I'm not gonna go through all of them because I have a lot. But these items right here, I'm gonna save these until August, and then I'm selling them to Amazon because all is sealed, and I can sell these items on Amazon. But this is the advantage of having a connection of additional suppliers that you can buy stuff from, other than just in the stores.
That's some quality stuff you showed us, man. That's some nice stuff. Like that Michael Myers, the Halloween one, we got the bigger edition. He stand about this tall.
Right
now,
He's back there.
Yeah. Jason, yeah.
I mean, he gave me a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
$200.
Not bad.
We'll take it all day long.
Oh yeah, dude. Anything's
connections is a good thing to have, man.
Right.
That's one thing when I do go full time, I need to get more of. I have dry cleaners for direct connections right now, but I need to go back to the thrift stores and be able to pick their back stuff like I used to. I have a few of them that I used to go to. Oh my God, I used to love going back there and spending hundreds of dollars on their stuff.
Man, Kevin, I wish I knew you about 5 years ago, man. I bought a storage unit. It was a 10 by 20, and I bought it because I needed some clothes racks at the time. And there must have been 50,000 brand new Jones, New York dresses, clothing, all brand new with tags. And I took that stuff and threw it out, and you're probably gonna be like, man, I can't do this. I took that. I didn't throw it out. We had a community yard sale in here, and I put $1 a piece, and I sold every single piece that day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh my God, we had so much of that stuff. And my wife still reminds me this day. She goes, you know how much you just gave away back? And I was like, I just wanted the clothes racks. I think I didn't pay. There was like 2 of us there that day. I think I paid like $5 for it or something.
Yeah. That's my bread and butter. I love clothing, man. Like when you have a knack for something, you have your niche, man. It's so easy to store. You just you put it away, you fold it up, or you put it on some clothes hangers, and you'll be done with it. And then when it sells, you just go in the tote and you grab it. It's so easy to store.
I've got the big warehouse, but I suffer from OCD, and if it gets clustered in there, I am doing everything I can to get it messed up.
But you'd be surprised at how much dumb money these clothing go for, man. Shoes, clothes, all that stuff.
Yeah, we've sold some good
stupid
stuff,
money.
But I just
OCD is a good thing to have. OCD is a double-edged sword to have, boy.
Yeah, it is. My girlfriend's that way, and it's kind of like bread and butter.
Right,
I'm the opposite.
Man, my wife is the real deal Holyfield OCDer. I think that's not CBOD or something. She's making me have boy. But I could tell y'all this though. Tonight to me was a blessing all the way around the board from y'all fellas, all 3 of you fellas. Like I said, I pick Buffalo Brain all the time, but to be able to listen to y'all and interact and see how passionate y'all is about this right here to me.
And learn things.
Like with your young man, Hayden, when I was talking to him, he was speaking so highly of you. I'm talking about he was speaking highly of you, man, and I was feeling him, and I was telling him. I said,
hey, I didn't mean to cut you out, Cap, but I just wanted to throw him in there because like I said, I talked to him for about 45 minutes on a Sunday.
Right.
And I'm like, this guy calling me on a Sunday for his boss? Like, man, he must think highly of his boss, man. The guy was like, make no mistake about it. He's like, I'm making the call, but I'm not the boss. I'm going to meet my boss. Wow.
You know what it is? He doesn't want to have to umpire my baseball games this year, and there's a lot of games to umpire. He's a good kid, man. He's self-motivated. The phone call you said on Sunday, that is unasked for by me. I mean, that dude, he has a passion for this whole video, social media stuff. He just got a passion about it. So he's my driving force behind this side of the house of it. I mean, I've got the content. I've got the inventory. I told him when he got into it, I said, look, tell me if it generates leads, that's where we're starting at. If it generates leads and it gets my name out there, it gets the business name, and I pick up one estate. I mean, I can tell you about spending $15,000 in 1 year on advertising in a high-end magazine that didn't generate one lead.
Wow.
$15,000 to do this big full-page ad that ran every single month and only catered to homes, people that had homes above $1 million that didn't generate one lead. I can tell you just from a little bit of social media we've done, I've generated a few leads, but I've generated more people that didn't know I was there before that now know I'm there because they stumbled across me. I mean, here's an example. We just did an estate this week for an elderly couple that has lived on this way out in the boondocks. And I went down there and did the job, and they didn't even know what YouTube was. And I said, check this out. I said, here's a video I did. And I showed them one of my videos, and man, they laughed their butts off. And they've called me every day, said, we watched another one of your videos. And I ain't got that many videos. I got like 9 or 10.
Right.
I mean, so far, we probably got about 6 or 7 done. But we're not trying to put them out where we're putting them out every day, and it becomes a full-time job just to please you know, I want people to enjoy what they see, but I don't want to be force fed to have to put something out every single day and rush through a product.
Right.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So if we, you know, I'm content every Saturday we release a new video. You know, if we get to the stage where, you know, maybe we do it twice a week. But I don't want to just throw stuff out for the sake of throwing stuff out to try to get an extra subscriber.
Right.
But Hayden, that kid's got a passion, man. I don't know what to say about the kid. I mean, he's going to college. You know, he told me, he said, "Dan, 10 years from now, this might be my full-time gig for you." I said, "Well, if it is, that's great."
He's smart.
Yeah.
But I've also told him, I said, and I've known his dad for a long time through baseball. I said, if your dad calls me and says your college grades ain't saying straight, this is going to get cut back. Because your job at the age of 18 is to worry about that college. Make some money from me, but don't let this take over your life. By all means, if you got a passion for it, do it. But don't let this affect your outside life. If your girlfriend calls me and says, hey, he's not showing me no attention, we don't hang out anymore because he's too busy to concentrate, I'm going to have to take his girlfriend's side. I know. I made that mistake. But like I said, great kid.
Yes.
I don't ask him to do all the stuff he does.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. He's learning in this business. That's what's so great about this business. You can learn how to flip something and make extra money. And it doesn't take a lot to do it. If you buy stuff every single day that you can make money on.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great. And all you have to do is just have a little bit of motivation, a little bit of want to. I mean, I don't know how to word it, but just a little bit of drive, I guess.
Right.
A little bit of drive. And maybe that electric bill that you're struggling to pay every month, that you're like, man, I don't know how I'm going to pay that extra $140. Maybe you put an hour or 2 hours into this kind of work, and maybe it's not a struggle anymore, and it relieves a piece of stress off of you. And you keep doing that over and over again. And 3 years time frame, you're going from worrying about this bill and this bill to worrying about, I don't know, where we're going to go to eat tonight. Maybe that's your biggest stress. Where are we going to go to eat tonight?
Right.
It's so easy to do. It's not hard to make money. If you got to start flipping 50 cents into $1 and $1 into $2 and $2 into $5, that's where we all started at.
Yeah, snowball.
And over time, I started out of my garage. I look weird in my development with a 26-foot Penske parked in my driveway unloaded. My neighbors stared at me like I was crazy. I mean, I took flack for it. I mean, but at the same time, you know, fast forward down the road, 8 years, 9 years, you know, I'm not content where I'm at now. Believe me, I'm not content.
Right.
I can, in less quantity and double the money, that'd be a long-term goal.
Right.
Less work, less quantity, you know, better, that kind of stuff. But anybody can do this job, and you can relieve so much stress. If you're stressing about bills and all that stuff, I mean, you can go to a storage unit, buy a $1 storage unit, and tell me you can't make a profit. I don't care what it looks like.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Go through your closet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally started with $10. My kid's mom at the time, she said to me, "You only got $10. Only $10. It's gone. It's gone." And I flipped it from Craigslist, and I bought something off Craigslist and sold for $30. And then went to a garage sale that weekend, found 2 vintage Lennox mugs from 1890s. And if anybody knows anything about Lennox, they only made mugs for a few years in the late 1800s. And I flipped those for $400 to both of them. And then that's where I started from. You know, everyone starts from the bottom.
Right. So we're gonna cap this out. Anybody want, like the guests in Glass City, y'all got the can take advantage of this as well. Go ahead, and if you want to plug your show or any last words, you can go ahead and get that in before I close the show out.
I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I greatly appreciate it. I loved it.
Yeah, we both. Yeah.
And like and subscribe to all of us.
Yeah. Glass City Pickers. Come check us out. Double Dog, Treasure, all the above, y'all. I appreciate y'all thrifting. I really do. Y'all are good people, and I appreciate y'all. Hope to run into y'all again soon.
We got to have you on our show. You too, Double Dog, on my reseller reunion. And I have 2 shows, so any one of them you guys want to do, you know, I can make room for. You know, we always like to have people come on the reseller reunion because we just don't like dead air. And some of the shows have dead air. And I'm ADD. I need somebody to keep talking. So I love the reseller reunion because Buffalo Picker saw it, and it just flows. It flows and flows. And there's 6 of us on, and we have a good time.
Right. Excellent show, man. Excellent show. If you can get a chance to go and get involved in it, please do. I know I'm going to hang around that show. I mean, you know, if I'm available to come on and they need me to come on, I'm going to come on. So I mean, it's a lot of good sellers in that show sharing, information, being transparent. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this show out.
Devil wanted to say something first, Pete.
Go ahead.
Wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to thank everybody for allowing me to come on and gab and talk and that kind of stuff. I appreciate it. Without Hayden, I'm not here tonight. I can tell you that right now. I'm still doing my way I've been doing it. But I appreciate, Buffalo Picker, for you having me on your show. I'm glad to see the Pickers. I'm meeting you, Kevin. I enjoy meeting you. I've been watching the comments. There's a lot of comments I want to respond to throughout, but I know we're all on time frames and that kind of stuff. So the people commenting, hey, believe me when I said I read it, I laughed at a couple. One guy said he was going to hide his ducks after I said they were federally regulated.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I appreciate it, and I want to give a quick shout out to my employees and my family. Without you guys, we don't have a business. So I want to give that shout out because, like I said, without them, I'm not in existence.
Right. Are we going to stay on here for a few minutes? Because I really would love to get your information.
Let me just
I definitely want to get your information. And then can I plug my show and stuff real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Kel.
So I'm sure everyone in the comments already knows me, but still for video sake, I'm Kevin, Thrift and Lounge, and you can find me Thriftaholic on eBay. That's my eBay store. Thrift and Lounge on Instagram. And then YouTube, Thrift and Lounge, as everybody also knows. I have a video. I'll be having Dumpster Diver Dad Scott on Monday for our Masters of Reselling interview. And then again, watch us. I'll probably have some of these dudes on for Reseller Reunion because, again, we're mixing it with the old, with the new, and we're going to all learn from each other.
Appreciate it, bro.
And another thing, too, for everybody out in the chat, you can also find Devil Dog on Instagram as well. So if you got any personal questions that you want to DM him, you can hit him up on Instagram, along with Kevin, the Thrift and Lounge, and Glass City Pickers, and myself, Buffalo Picker. I want to take this opportunity to thank Kev, the Thrift and Lounge, and the Devil Dog Treasure Hunter for coming on our show. Definitely came with a lot of information, and I didn't expect this show to go over 2 hours, but hey, I was loving it. I mean, just getting all that information and stuff. So hopefully we, like we try to do, provide information that you all can use out in the audience. Hopefully, providing information that will help you to decide whether or not you want to become a reseller. And like always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Buffalo Pickers.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great weekend.